Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you live from San Francisco, California. I have a little website called Nerdrotic.com. You always hear Nerdrotic Jr. say that before all my videos. Also have a Facebook group. Also have a Twitter. Also have a Parler. Also have an Instagram. And I also have a YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing very well today. We've got kind of one topic to talk about, but this one topic goes into everything. Goes into Marvel Comics, goes into Star Trek, goes into Doctor Who, goes into Disney, Star Wars. By the way, forgive me, Disney Marvel. I will no longer call Marvel Marvel. And if I ever do say it, I mean pre-Disney sale. From here on out, it is Disney Marvel, just like I say Disney Star Wars, but what I actually mean is Lucasfilm. So there's some rumors. I don't know if the Lando show was an announcement or a rumor. It looks like it's an announcement. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was trending on Twitter. And that announcement, if it's indeed an announcement, answers all your questions about Disney Star Wars, which I already knew, by the way. And I'm sure most of you did too. The direction everything's going to be going. I think I've been hinting towards it, talking about it directly in all of my live streams over the last month. All the Friday Night Tights, all the Nerdrotic Nooners, all the Inquisitions. The events of the last 4 to 5 weeks have completely changed whatever direction Hollywood was going to go in prior to those events. Those events have completely changed Hollywood. We were asking the question for a long time. They were at a crossroads. Hollywood's at a crossroads. Do we want to make money, or do we want to be propaganda, basically influence people, fill all of our modern franchises with agenda? And listen, to the disingenuous folks out there, there's always political dramas. There's plenty of TV shows where they can get as political as they want. Those should exist, will continue to exist. We're talking about everything. The thing is, those political dramas, like the West Wing and stuff, those type of shows, they've turned Star Wars into the West Wing. And that's what we are talking about. That's what I am talking about here at Nerdrotic. And a lot of people are talking about who use, in the Phantom Menace, who use that hashtag, Comicsgate, other places. People who aren't affiliated with any of those hashtags, that's what we have been talking about. And, well, Bounding Into Comics put up an article today, if you remember, which I'm sure you do because you watch all of my live streams. We went over that article last week, thanks to my brilliant producer, Lady Gravemaster, for getting it to me. It's an interview with Akiva Goldsman, and he said straight up what direction Star Trek Picard is going in, and I'm going to assume all of Star Trek is going in. I talked to my source. I know exactly what direction Doctor Who is going in. I mean, aside from straight down, which is where all these franchises are going. I know there's been a lot of hope surrounded around Star Wars, and with certain things, you can hold out some hope. But as far as the overall direction of the franchise, I think the question has been answered until I see otherwise. But let's, before we get into it, as people roll in, let's welcome people here. We'll also talk over the fallout from Dynamite and the repercussions that has had on the comic book industry, on a just a directionless, hopeless comic book industry. But all right, so we got King Arthur's Raven, Bruce Hobson, Marion, David Prevost, Culture Casino. Hail, Culture Casino. How are you, my friend? Missed you last member stream, but we've got another one on Sunday, and I'm going to do a night one on Thursday, by the way. We're going to do another Aussie stream, an Aussie stream. Jed Test Toad, Man of War 665, Chris Persia, the best wrench in Canada, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Tom, co-host for Friday Night Tights, and producer of a great many things over there at Midnight's Edge. We got Venom Broly in 1993. Brendan Lucas, I will get to that super chat shortly. Thank you very much. Eric O'Sullivan, Jub, Russian Bot. Russian Bot. You're supposed to stay behind the scenes, okay, man? DM me. You got to tell me what Putin told us to say today. I didn't get the memo. Mick Bright, Gareth Dybiak, the green laser beam, Nettie Loki, Max, Eric O'Sullivan, Lubella, Captain Robert April, Daniel Doe Admiral Rodriguez, and Shark Dentures. Shark Dentures. Do sharks need dentures? Maybe. You never know. Richard Anthony Hine, welcome, one and all, to the Nerdrotic Nooner. Okay. I've been talking a lot about. It's hard not to. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay, so it has been the one thing that has been on my mind, distracting me from the channel, is the BS we've been going through in California here. I'm just going to do a video, so it'll be kind of the last word on it for a while, so we can just talk about the pop culture here. But the first step of my Cal exit has begun. We are moving out of San Francisco immediately. So, in a month, we're out. Things we've already, Mrs. Nerdrotic has taken care of most of it, and we need to get a truck and move all our stuff now. So yes, I will be in a new studio starting September. You'll see it kind of change. I have a green screen for the interim, but I don't think you guys should notice too much of a difference. It's going to be much bigger. That's all. It's just going to be bigger. But there's going to be action figures all over the walls. So it'll be much the same. It's going to be kind of hard to say goodbye to this. I put a lot of work into this thing. So I will do a video, a room tour, and all that stuff for Nerdrotic Live. I also did a Wins a Winner thing last night that's on my Patreon. That'll be on Nerdrotic Live in a week or so. I don't know if you'll like it or not. So, okay. The direction Hollywood is going in is pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. I will just come out and say it. That's the beauty of being on YouTube. I can kind of say whatever I want. The Access Media, or they might say this. They might come out and say it, like Variety or whatever. If indeed there is a Lando show, and I'm gonna see if Lando show announced for Disney. Now, I had kind of always thought that there was one on the back burner. I remember hearing about it late last year, and then it got put on the back burner. Yeah, I don't see anything like coming from. It's just rumors. Okay, it's just rumors. So if it gets announced, if it gets truly announced, it's because of can I say that on YouTube? I don't care. Of BLM. It's a straight up BLM decision. That's all. And that tells you, does that tell you how freaking superficial they are? They couldn't roll with this series 6 or 7 months ago, but after the events of the last 4 weeks, all of a sudden they're like, look at us with our black lead in Star Wars. We're awesome. I thought you were going to do this months ago. Why did you put it in the back burner? Why was it? Because that's what I heard. It got put on the back burner because of the reaction to Solo. I don't think it had much to do with Glover. It had more to do with just the reaction to Solo. I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter what the details are. The direction of Star Wars is going to be the same. It's a new same direction, if that makes any sense. It's going to be prequels from here on out for the foreseeable future. They're going to mess around in the past. They're going to play around in a story that ends with the fall of Skywalker, one I do not care about. And yeah, as cool as The Mandalorian is, it's still in that world. It's still in a world. So if we have an Obi-Wan series, great, awesome. He's looking after a kid who grows up to be a quitter. Oh, brilliant story. Brilliant story. Obi-Wan's life wasted watching a quitter, watching a stepping stone for Rey. I mean, the guy sacrificed everything. Didn't get laid. Wasn't even a Jedi anymore. I don't know. Maybe he did get laid on Tatooine. Maybe that's why he had that little smirk. I don't know. Maybe some good came out of it. But wasted half his life watching a kid who just grew up to be a quitter. What a pissa, right? So, I know there's the rumor out there that, and I want to hear what you guys think of my good friend Doomcock talking about George Lucas coming back and Kathleen Kennedy quitting. I had talked, and I said it in my last video, and I've talked about it here. I don't understand why they don't bring him back. If he wants to come back and Disney can just make all the money and he makes all the decisions and, well, he can take all the heat, but I think he would take a lot less. The fans are a little more forgivable these days towards George than they were 20 years ago. There's a lot of prequel fans. So I think there'd be a lot of people who would be very, very happy. I think it would, I don't know, help Disney stock. But the question remains, like, why would he come back at this point after he was treated the way he was? I mean, because he was stabbed in the back by Bob Iger. So, I mean, he's on the set. He's with Jon Favreau, and maybe he likes Jon Favreau. But does he like Bob Iger? Does he like Disney? Does he want to go back to work all the time? This is a billionaire in the twilight of his life. Does he want to go sit in an editing bay for 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day? Probably not, considering when he was directing the prequels, he sat down a lot with like his little can of Pepsi or Coke. And that, by the way, directors don't like do a lot of sitting unless they're watching dailies or something like that. So he had a very laid back attitude when he was directing the prequels, and it certainly showed. Not a fan of the prequels. I'm not. There's good stories in there somewhere, and they're Shakespeare compared to Disney Star Wars, but I'm not a fan. But him coming back, I think would be awesome. It'd be great. I would love it. Disney's desperate, but I think they're going to go at that crossroads I was talking about, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll freely admit it. I think they're going to take the woke direction. It really kind of looks like that's what they're going to do. It's not the direction to make money. They're going to have the exact same results, like I've said 100 times before now. If they release Terminator Dark Fate tomorrow and everybody's allowed to go to a theater, it's still going to flop. You're still going to get the same results. The customers, the paying customers out there, their tastes have not changed. As a matter of fact, they probably galvanized a little bit. So, I certainly hope it's true. Just with Kathleen Kennedy, until I see her gone, she is firmly in control. Bob Iger is her bitch, and that's how I feel about it. I just, everything I've seen, everything I've witnessed, I don't have any insiders or anything. I just judge what I see a company do. And based on Disney's actual announcements from the past month or so, which has been, or a little over a month, the High Republic, Lena Headey, and a possible Lando show getting announced, and we haven't heard a word about the Obi-Wan show yet. We know we're getting Mandalorian season 2. We got the Bad Batch. Okay, the Bad Batch is certainly within the realm of Clone Wars, but if you look at their announcements, it seems to contradict some of the rumors I've heard. That's all. So we'll see what happens. It's exciting. I got to say, the rumors have excited Star Wars fans more than the actual news has. A Lando show, everybody's like, it trends on Twitter, so what? I mean, trending on Twitter doesn't take much these days, to be honest with you. It takes a few thousand tweets. So a Lando show is, wow. I didn't like Solo. I really not into other characters playing Lando or Han or Luke. Maybe some people are, but it's just Disney doing Disney. It's remaking The Lion King and calling it live action when it's really not live action. It's Disney. The only thing they have innovated in the last decade is overspending. The only thing they have been groundbreaking on at all is spending too much goddamn money and almost killing the company by buying Fox. So well done, Disney. Well done. And then it does connect into the Star Trek article, and we'll go over it again. I mean, I've already gone over it once, but I'm glad Bounding into Comics gave it a signal boost because, that's why you got to tune into the Nerdrotic Nooner. And now that I have a producer, I'm going to be ahead on the game on some stuff. Not all the time. Don't expect that. Hello, what recent Indiegogos should we check out? Asks No Good for 2 Canadian pesos. I haven't checked out a bunch, to be honest with you. Dan Fraga's book is one I've backed. I was going to back Miss Fury. I was really excited about that book from Billy Tucci, but it's at Dynamite, so I'm going to buy it secondhand or something, or maybe I can, I don't know, contact Billy Tucci and see if I can do something on the end around, or I don't know. So I don't want to pay Dynamite any money personally, which sucks because that Miss Fury book looked awesome. It looks so good. So I'll find a way to get it secondhand or something. But that's your choice. If you want to get something from Dynamite, whatever, just keep in mind that they have donated to a place that bails out. It's not just rioters and looters. They also bail people out who can't afford bail. I know all about that. The bail system is rigged. It's rigged for the rich. It's not a racial thing. It's a class thing, and it's rigged for the rich for sure. But that organization probably does intentionally or unintentionally bail out criminals too. So you want to keep that in mind. Also, they bent the knee to cancel culture. They bent the knee to Karen culture in particular. The Whisper Network, that non-existent Whisper Network that we were talking about for 2 weeks, got our boy Cecil and Nick and damaged Nick's company. So they got what they wanted. They damaged Cecil. They damaged Nick. And Nick Nick would be better off if he hadn't listened to him. He'd be making more money. And the last time I checked, that's what you get into business to do. Sure, you're going to get some shit from a bunch of nobodies. A couple of people threaten to quit that you have never heard of. That you have never, ever heard of. So let him quit. And apparently he was forced to bend the knee by the people who own Red Sonja or Vampirella. Okay, bye. Honestly, they're FAP covers. What's a FAP cover? Sorry, ladies. There is covers with sexy women. They sell very well to a particular audience. It's a very niche thing, and a lot of the same guys, they buy Xenoscope, the Broadsword. These are guys who draw, sexy women on the cover. So it's a FAP cover. I've called it that forever. And it's nothing personal. It's not judgmental. It's just what it is. There isn't a lot of reading the stories inside. Okay, sorry. And it's okay. I don't mind. I really don't. I used to sell the hell out of those books, and I love the covers myself. Did you like them? Do you like the male version of Dr. Karen on the thumbnail? I thought it was a good time to put it on. It was a good time to put it on. There is a David Tennant look there, a little bit. So. And maybe that was their philosophy. There was no philosophy behind it. By the way, there's no philosophy in picking Jodie Whittaker. Other people have said this, and it's an absolute fact. My insider has absolutely backed this up, that Chris Chibnall is just lazy and wanted to go with somebody he was comfortable with, because he's not really that into this Doctor Who job. He was originally going to say no, got talked into it. Nobody wants the Doctor Who job, by the way. They want it and they don't want it. They want to come in and be free to be, but they are not free to create. The BBC dictates what is in Doctor Who scripts, what they're going to talk about, and that's why it's turned into such a shit show. Such a shit show. Another subject, we'll get to that later. It's not that important right now. But let's go over again, let's revisit the Akiva Goldsman article, because this really says it all, folks. I mean, if people don't think that Hollywood is going in this direction, and I don't mean to be pessimistic, even though it's Star Wars: A New Pessimism. It's just reality. It doesn't mean we're going to go through another 2 years of this. We are revisiting 2017, but we're not going to go through another 2 years to get this, because Hollywood, I'm guessing they'll take a couple of chances on some things and they're going to fail miserably. And then you're going to see back to basics, or they just die. I mean, there's certain things that will always succeed, like reality TV and all that stuff. That's not what I talk about. That's not my sphere of pop culture. But the years old franchise, I guess the best thing to equate it to is the arena rock band of the 70s. It's just something that's not going to be around much longer. There will never be another one, just the way everything's structured now. And the ones we love are getting just pulverized. So Akiva Goldsman, again, we're going, we've already gone over this. I'm just going to go over the bounding into comics part of it. And Akiva, the headline says it all here, folks. Star Trek Picard producer Akiva Goldsman, what's happening culturally right now will be reflective in Picard season 2. Oh, and not just that. Strange New Worlds, if it comes out. Doctor Who Series 13, if it comes out. Bad Batch over at Disney Star Wars. Bet your ass. If they make a Lando show, bet your ass. If they make a Mandalorian show, bet your ass. They are going to hit this hard. What have all of the franchises been hitting lately? Well, it's always the news of 2 years ago. So it was immigration. Remember? Picard Series 1 was about immigration and Brexit. And I'm still trying to figure out where the Orange Man played into Picard. I didn't see. I saw everything else. Star Trek Picard producer Akiva Goldsman. By the way, how this guy keeps getting work, I have no idea. Every time I bring his name up, people go, how does this guy keep getting work? And the answer is, I don't know. He's got pictures. He's one of the best kiss asses in Hollywood. Who knows? He won an Oscar, and maybe that's it. Maybe they're just so freaking lazy that they saw the guy won an Oscar, 20 years ago. Was it 20 years? 15, 16 years ago. And they completely ignore that everything genre he has written has been a giant piece of crap. Teen Titans, Lost in Space, Batman and Robin. I mean, Star Trek Picard producer Akiva Goldsman, who will be the show runner. So he is the showrunner for Picard season 2. Wow. Abandon all hope. Oh my God. He's also running Strange New Worlds. I did not know that. Huh. Well, by the way, on the 25th, they could be announcing Star Trek Discovery season 4. I've been saying that all week. So just remember where you heard that one first, because I want to ruin their announcement. But that is a possibility that you might hear it. Again, I will say everything being announced right now, I will be very interested to see how much of it actually happens. Goldsman recently spoke with Backstage about Picard, hinting at what was in store for the second season of the CBS All Ash show. The longtime producer of sci-fi shows such as Fringe and Star Trek Discovery was very open about how he and other masterminds of the current iteration of Trek are going to tackle current cultural issues dividing much of the Western world. Echoing season 1 showrunner Michael Chabon, and Goldsman also indicated that he believes it's impossible to create a show like Star Trek The Next Generation. Goldsman state, the truth is there is no opportunity to do more The Next Generation. Time has passed, not just in real life, but in the Star Trek universe. Really, because how come Seth MacFarlane is making it right now? Oh, see, you know what the difference is, Akiva? Talent. You know what? I agree. You cannot make any more Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Discovery. None of it. Star Trek. Because you don't have talent. Seth MacFarlane could create more Next Generation. Oh, by the way, he is. He is. He added, we wanted to honor that because there's something interesting about telling stories for folks that have maybe lived their biggest adventures, or at least they think they've lived their biggest adventures already. I thought you were trying to get a new audience in the Star Trek. So they also, I've gone over this. They were inspired by Logan. You can be inspired by something all you want. If you don't have the talent to produce a good inspiration of that, well, then you create in Hollywood, I guess. He explains, we aspire. We create the future. Akiva, you aspire to be a writer. I don't doubt that for a moment. We create the future. No, you create what's been done before over and over and over again. Maybe I got to be the one to do it. I don't know. A lot of people have done it in little pieces, but has anybody gone over Alex Kurtzman's complete body of work and seen just how many things he rips off? Has anybody done? I mean, if somebody's done it, I don't want to waste my time doing it, but if somebody's done it, I'd love to see it. I mean, everything, beginning to now. We fabricated the future we aspire to. It's multicultural, diverse, empathetic. There's that word empathetic. They always love to put empathetic in. They have no fucking idea what that word means. Empathetic is a word that is considered, that's blood in the water for people like Akiva Goldsman. Why do you think Akiva Goldsman has survived so long in Hollywood, being a nice, empathetic guy? Really? Really? Do you think just because they got rid of Harvey Weinstein, like Hollywood's like this nice place to work, especially on that level? Again, in post-production and places like that, it is a normal place to work. It's pretty normal. But when you get into the upper levels, the butt chuggers, the yacht owners, the coke blowers, yeah, that right there. Democratic. Yeah, it's democratic. It's about as democratic as Mussolini. Hollywood is about as democratic as Mussolini. The only people who are slightly, a little less fascist than Mussolini is a director and a producer in Hollywood. Maybe a little more. I don't know. I could be wrong. And all the things that we do, all the things we who make Star Trek want it to be, which it could be. God, I see Akiva Goldsman saying we who make Star Trek, and you don't make Star Trek though. You don't. Just because it has the words on it doesn't make it the thing, okay? The fans decide. The fans decide. If Star Trek is popular, if it's doing well, if it's doing as well as it's always done, where was this big of a divide in the audience before? No, it was never there. People didn't like a certain season, didn't like this, but there has never been a rift like there is now in the fandom. And the fandom is small. It is so small. Doctor Who probably still has a bigger fandom than Star Trek right now. Because Doctor Who at least has been relevant within the last 15 years. Star Trek had a blip, a good movie, a 2009 movie, a blip. I would feel uncomfortable if we were to make this a theme of the second season of Star Trek Picard. It is too sensitive, too upsetting, too frightening than some of the other issues that we've dealt with, which are much more political in nature. Let me get above that again. And they're talking about the beer bug. So wait a minute. So he'd feel uncomfortable about the pandemic, but the divisive nature in the country for the last 4 weeks. You're okay with that? You're okay with that? You're okay with burning down businesses, threatening people in their homes, He stated, and one thing, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. As for idea, I don't want to read this whole thing, though. Election day, blah, blah, blah. Orange Man. Current Star Trek architect. Architect? Alex Kurtzman? Hackatect. Revealed in December that the election of the Orange Man influenced their casting decision for Star Trek Discovery. Alex Kurtzman's like a liar. He's a freaking liar. That actually is so far from the truth. If you go back and look, that casting decision was made long before anybody even thought the Orange Man would win. So that is some bullshit. He stated, and one thing I remember very clearly, do you remember it very clearly or are you making it up, was that we were still casting the morning the Orange Man was elected. Again, not true. Well, okay. We're insinuating this is the main character, Michael Burnham, because Michael Burnham was already determined, kind of like Batwoman was predetermined. What her background was going to be, Michael Burnham was predetermined. That is some bullshit. So he's such a liar. God, I don't want to go over this whole article, guys. Oh, look at those Klingons. They look awesome, right? Yeah, we're getting a whole review here. I don't want to get a whole review. God. All right. Long time. Okay, we're at that. Looking for the quote. He then added, certainly what's happening culturally right now is resound for us, and we're trying to be very thoughtful and aware of how that speaks to storytelling. That's your giant red flag. It doesn't sound like much, but it's your giant red flag, folks. And that's the direction all of Hollywood's going to go in, and talented people can take this stuff on. We're not talking about talented people here, though. That's the downside. That's the downside. So apparently it's still a rumor with Donald Glover. Oh, yeah, there's Transformers is coming on Netflix. Donald Glover to return to Star Wars as Lando Calrissian. A new Star Wars rumor details that actor Donald Glover will reprise his role as Lando Calrissian from Solo, a Star Wars story, Solo, a Soy Wars story, in his own series. The rumor comes from Kessel Run transmission hosts Corey and Noah Outlaw, who previously scooped that a Bad Batch animated series was in development. Okay. Is anybody excited about that? I mean, I'm just not. But I'm not excited about Star Wars. So if you're excited about Star Wars, that's great. That's awesome. But I tweeted about it earlier. It's going to be nothing but prequels for the foreseeable future there or the past. They are not going to move Star Wars forward for a long, long time. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news on this one, but I think this decision, and once we get an official announcement, we'll know. I think that tells you what direction Star Wars is going in. So I would be shocked if they erased the Disney trilogy and brought back George Lucas. I would be utterly shocked. I want it to be true, though. Canceled Venom. I did take a look at your Spider-Man 500. Looks very cool. J. Scott Campbell cover. And it's signed by both. And there's no judgment in there at all. It looks awesome, man. Well done. Thank you for the Canadian $2. Louis the Plank. Haha, Gary. The male version of Dr. Karen on your thumbnail looks full of... It looks soy as fuck. LOL. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to trigger the Jody bots, just like my I don't know. I don't make videos to trigger Jody bots. I just know it would. I don't make them for them though. I could care less about them. They dwell on Twitter. I do not dwell on Twitter. I don't see them over here ever. So, I mean, maybe they hit my comment section, but I don't see it. Oh God. I did hear something about Doctor Who. I cannot run with it yet though. And just look at the expression on my face though. So I ran with the rumors, and it's still a rumor, right? But Jodie's gone, and Chibnall's going to be gone after Series 13, whenever it is. They might be able to start shooting early. Like, the UK has gotten their shit together more than we have, so they might be able to start shooting in September. And if that's the case, then we'll get Series 13 at the end of 2021, right? But okay, so in my video today, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. I mentioned something that they're going to do. They are not done. So for all the people going, this is the master lies and they're going to undo everything. No. Brendan Lucas for $5. T. Louis 2 and Doctor Who are similar. Both feature white female protagonists who are humiliated, educated, and then forced to prostrate themselves to a new order. Interesting. Brendan, the themes behind both of those that are similar are intersectional feminism and it's white feminism. But those two don't right now they're allies, but they don't get along. And the conversation that they are having, I don't know this for a fact, but if you look at life through the lens of identity politics, it's pretty goddamn easy to guess. Oh yes, the BBC is talking about, oh boy, we have this white woman leading around two, a black man and a Pakistani woman. That might look like white savior. Oh. See, when you play intersectional games, you win intersectional prizes. There's already been criticism of that. There was criticism of that when Jodie was announced, that you're just keeping the Doctor white. Is there truth to that? I think there might be, because of how the BBC sees the world, not how I see the world. I'll say it, said it before, say it again. The Doctor is a dude. It only works as a dude. Don't care what color the dude is. Don't care what the dude looks like, but it's a dude. I fully expect them. I was expecting to get a black man in Doctor Who as the Doctor. And I think things would have been much better if they had done that. There's a lot of great actors that I did a video on that they could have picked. Could it work as a female? Could Doctor? I mean, yes, anything can work with good writing, but it's not something I want to watch. You know what? Canonically, you can make Spider-Man a woman. I don't want to see Spider-Woman. I don't want to see Peter Parker as a woman. I just don't. Does that make me sexist? No. I like my character. I like my character. Well, the Doctor changes. Yeah, but it's still a dude. Oh, yeah, there's a difference between men and women. Can you even say that? Well, I just did, and I'm going to continue saying that. But there's people who don't think there's a difference. And a lot of them work at the BBC right now. Cultural Casino, thank you for the phallic unicorn. It's not really officially a show until that happens, so thank you. Anyway, watching Sideshow Con for the $2 codes? LOL. Anyway, watching Sideshow Con for the $2 codes? Lord Thoth, I need context to that. Now, San Diego Comic-Con starts tomorrow or today, and it's all going to be activism and bullshit for a couple of days, and then you're going to hear announcements that may or may not happen because Hollywood isn't working right now. But I'll be all over it. I was going on my Facebook, and you get all those old videos like a year ago. You were doing this 2 years ago. So I'm getting all my Comic-Con shit from the last 4 years, and it's just God, I wish I was down there at con. It sucks not being at con. But that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. Con has sucked for a decade, but it's usually good company. I like, like last year was fucking awesome. We met Ryan and that's why he's got a YouTube channel now, because we met Ryan. Ryan came to our meetup. Jeremy and I hung out for the week. It was great. Had a great time in New York too. Met Hey Viv. We should get Hey Viv on the channel. She's cool. Daniel, dude, I'm sorry I missed you on Thursday. Daniel Nolan lives down the street. I've been a San Francisco Giants fan my whole life, and they have officially gone woke. I'm angry. Fire Gabe Kaplan. Yeah, he kneeled yesterday. Well, Bochy wouldn't have done that. I know Bochy wouldn't have done that. Daniel, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's sports ball. Sports ball can screw off, in my opinion. I'm done with the sports ball. Always have an exit strategy, says Mr. Fish Trends for Australian $5. Yes. You always have a go bag ready to go. There was a huge earthquake yesterday in Alaska, and there was a tsunami warning like all along the west coast. Nothing happened, but you never know. Darth Sweeney, welcome to the proto-molecule level. I got to fix those pictures. They're really small. You can't even tell it's a Gandalf. I'm experimenting with pictures, so you're not just getting the generic ones. I finally figured out what the Twitter mob reminds me of. It reminds me of Carmen from South Park. They're kneeling to Cartman. Do you guys agree? Cartman? Private Halo 117, the Twitter mob is the Spanish Inquisition. That's what it is. It is nothing short of the Spanish Inquisition. And what they did to Nick Barucci was horrible. And Nick fucked up. Nick fucked up. I don't know what else to say. It's easy for us to Monday morning quarterback that shit. But honestly, if I were put in that position, I know what decision I would make immediately. I would back Cecil, and I wouldn't give a shit about those people at all. And if it meant getting off Twitter, then just get off Twitter. Dynamite, do you need Twitter? I've been watching your Twitter interaction. Let's go take a look at Dynamite's Twitter interaction real quick and see if it's worth it. If it's fucking even worth being on Twitter. Here you go. Here's their Twitter interaction. It's like, this isn't worth they lost thousands of customers. They put up a tweet or they retweet somebody. And I don't mean to be insulting or anything here. It's 3 hours old and it's got 7 likes. Like, it would have been better. You would have been better off quitting Twitter, because that's the only place they can really do anything. If Heidi What's-Her-Fuck at the Beat writes something, or Rich Johnston, nobody reads that shit. Nobody. It's a big fucking circle jerk. Sorry for the language, but it's all it is. It's Gail Simone and Rich Johnston whacking each other off. That's all it is. No normies read that stuff. It would have been, I haven't used this saying in a long time, a fart in the wind. That's what it would have been, a fart in the wind. 7 likes, 16 likes, 83. That's pretty decent. Hey, look, isn't that an over-sexualized version of Red Sonja? Yeah, 83 is not impressive either. You're a comic book publisher. 3, 27, 471. That's decent. But that's Mark Millar. That is Mark fracking Millar, and they're just retweeting Mark Millar. Everything else, 11. Oh, here's 1,000. It's retweeting Eric Larson. So all of a sudden, he's Dynamite's picking his side. He's retweeting this twat. Yeah, I bought a lot of those, man. Ooh, did I buy a lot of these? It's nothing. So again, I don't mean to belittle anybody. The boys, the artist of the boys. By the way, this guy's like not half as good as Derek. It's just a fact. It's not as good unless Derek draws it. I'm going to be real with you. 24. I mean, Russ Braun's a good dude and everything, I guess, but 30. Oh, that's awesome. But there's Mindy Wheeler's cover, which I wish I could back, but I can't. There's Miss Fury, which I cannot back. I was trying to get down to the okay. So Frank Cho. Here, let's see how his covers. Let's see how his. Oh, he's almost at $4,000. Frank Cho. Cecil was 3 times that in a couple days. He's got 15 days left, meaning this has been going on for 15 days. Yeah, funded in 3 hours because you asked for $500 that way. That's bullshit. Okay, so we're going to get back down to the tweet where they broke up with Cecil. See, Miss Fury would have been a good book. Oh, unless they got rid of it. Did they get rid of the tweet? No, there it is. Right there. Look at that ratio. 276 likes, 1,100 comments. And that's the most interaction that Dynamite has gotten on any of their tweets. So Twitter's useless. Grace Randolph. Yeah, it's too bad. What a waste. What a waste. Hang on. I'm just making sure. It's been a while, knock on wood, since I've been ghosted. So, checking my other computer. Taking a sip of coffee for the working man. All right, awesome. Still up. Good. So I don't know, and I want to ask you guys this too. What direction? I mean, it's clear Hollywood's going to go in this direction, and they are going to have a very hard time on their big comeback. But I think they're going to try to use their comeback as capital. You know what I mean? So people who haven't gone to the movies for a long, long time, we're going to get a good dose of woke when we come back. When the riots and the looting will be a distant memory. The one thing we're really good at as an American population, as a populace, is forgetting what happened last week. It's already in the rearview mirror. All we need is cops to behave over the next couple of months, so we don't have an influx of idiots running around in the streets and causing the numbers to spike and destroying more small businesses and lives, because a lot have been destroyed, tons. And it's been the PPP money, which has been basically the government making up money to keep this thing going. And that can only go on for so long. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I am bitter. I am moving forward. My wife and I are not the type of people who play the victim. So we are very excited about the next chapter. And that's what we decided to do. Instead of being pissed off at what we lost, we get excited about like the opportunity to gain it again. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. So, but I'm still pissed. So I'm gonna do that video. I wonder, you know what? I wonder if we can watch Comic-Con live. Is it going to be on YouTube? Does anybody know where it's going to be? Because if we can watch some of that stuff on Friday Night Tights, I think that would be fun. By the way, tune in Monday. Az and I will be right here picking apart a What Culture Doctor Who video. Long overdue. We meant to do this like 3 months ago, but I didn't get around to it. As a true socialist born and bred, please let the SJWs know if we do rise up, they will be the first we hang from the lampposts, says undercover trooper for £4.99. There you go. I am a true capitalist. I'm glad you're watching. But I am a true capitalist. I really, really don't like people telling me what to do. And I really don't tell people what to do. If you want to go transition and I mean, like anything short of breaking the law, do you? I don't care. Just leave me the F alone. That's all I've ever asked. Leave me alone. I'm so freaking disgusted with this Lando show crap, says Lorena Creel for $1.99. You got to check out her channel, by the way. If somebody would be kind enough to put her link in the description, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's a pandering decision. It's such a pandering. It's so obvious that let's leak. And that's why it was a leak and not a genuine announcement, because I think even Disney said, oh, if we announced that right now, it probably wouldn't be a good look. We'd look like we're pandering. So, yeah. But it also, I'm going to be real with you, that if it's an announcement, George Lucas not coming back, things aren't going to change at Disney. I don't think much is changing at Disney. I think Disney sees The Mandalorian working, and they're like, thank God we got something working, and they're able to retain some of their base customers with the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars isn't going to grow your audience at all. And what Hollywood is finding out, by the way, is these streaming services are for your hardcore fans. They're not going to really grow the Disney brand or audience. It's just going to solidify it. The streaming wars are over. Peacock Network started, and I know Brave New World is out there, and I got to watch it. I haven't felt like I need to, though. I'm like, there's too many fucking streaming services, and I have to get them for the channel. And I can write this shit off, and I don't want to do it. It's just too many. It's turned into cable again. And honestly, I'm okay with Netflix and Amazon. And if I want to see something, I'll go a la carte. I'll just buy it a la carte or get the physical copy if I really like it. Southeastern Kaiju for $5. Super props to you and the missus for making the big step. Hashtag Cal exit endeavor to persevere. Thank you, Southeastern Kaiju. It's the first step in a very long step. Okay. It's going to take a year to move out of the state because quite frankly, we've both lived in California, Melissa for most of her life and me all of my life. So I have to go see what it's like to live somewhere else. A pisser would be to move somewhere like, California, you move here any time of the year, you know what you're going to get. You move to South Dakota in the summer, you've never experienced a winter. Boy, shit's going to change come December. So I got to make sure that's covered. If South Dakota didn't have the winters they had, I would move there. But I am not a snow guy. Man of War, 665 for $20. More moving monies. Thank you very much. Our freaking house is ridiculous right now. This is the cleanest room in the house. It's stupid. Ashley, what's up, Ashley Harmon? How are you? Thank you for the $5. Hale, thanks for the great content. Good luck on your new adventure. May the wind under your wings bear you where the sun sails and the moon walks. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully, yes. It's going to take me to carne asada burritos, so that's a good thing. Yo, Gary, Hale, did you get the email I sent you earlier? Miracle Draw for £2. Haven't checked my emails today. I've been working since I got up, so I'll check them later, Miracle Draw. What's it pertaining to? Let me know in the chat. Sorry, Doomcock, doesn't matter who comes back or who gets a race. Oh, sorry. IK 1906 for $10. We'll start this over. I need the cadence right. Sorry, Doomcock. Doesn't matter who comes back or what gets erased. Does not matter. Disney took the joy and innocence from Star Wars and will never get it back. Our enjoyment can't be what it used to be. I think overall, I mean, leave the rumors out of it. Let's just look at the reaction to them. It's pissed off a couple of people. Again, I don't know why it makes people angry. All right. It's just a rumor. calm down there. Calm down. You can say, I don't believe that rumor, and then move along with your life. That's fine. Or debate it. Debate the rumor. Fine. Whatever. It's the internet. What am I thinking? But a lot of people got excited. Disney had to notice that. It got picked up by they weren't kind or anything. I don't think, Star Wars Theory kind of backed it up, but then he got on Doomcock for something. I can't remember. I think the guy's a douchebag personally. That's just me. He's gone back and forth and talked a lot of shit about the fandom menace openly. So there you go. But that's fine. If you like the guy, that's cool. That's no problem. I'm not a fan. I'll just say I'm not a fan. I liked his fan film. I thought it was good. But yeah, it's whatever the rumor is good or not. It got people excited. Disney has to notice that, and Disney does have to go back to basics. But you're right, IK 1906. You can't erase it from our minds. I think the sentiment would count to a lot of people, though. I think if Disney came out, and this is, by the way, not going to happen. This is never, ever going to happen. But if Bob Iger, more importantly, if Kathleen Kennedy came out, Bob Iger has apologized for her too many times. If she came out and said, listen, I know there's a fandom menace out there. I know there's a split fandom. I know we have had we take some responsibility for that because we have really fanned the flames quite a bit. Some of the people who've worked for our organization, we're going to stop that right now. We understand a lot of you don't like what we did, and you're not Nazis. Just to hear the acknowledgement that we're not Russian bots, we're not Nazis, we're just fans. And as we move forward, we are going to try to make the best Star Wars for everyone. It doesn't mean we're going to, and nobody's ever asked for Star Wars filled with a bunch of white dudes. Nobody asked for that, ever. We just want good entertainment that isn't political propaganda. And if you want to put your message in something, like I've said 1,000 times before, make sure the story comes first. That's all. Story, character come first. Had a talk on Sporking News' podcast yesterday. We were discussing The Wind's a Winner. And, A Song of Ice and Fire, a story I've enjoyed. I've got my issues with it now because it's not going to finish, but a story I've enjoyed. It's filled with feminist messaging. Tons of it. Everywhere. But it's a good story. And it doesn't have a bunch of Mary Sues running around. It's flat out a good story. That's all. It's one that's never going to finish. So is it a good story if it's not going to finish? So far, it's a good story. I mean, the Game of Thrones TV show was a good story for a little while. But overall, it was a shit story. So same thing might go for that. But maybe that's a bad example. George coming back is way too late. So I don't know why he'd come back. It would be a ton of work for a guy in the twilight of his life with $1 billion. Unless he wanted to come back to fix it. I just don't see George Lucas as somebody with a lot of drive. That's why we're not going to get a franchise like that anymore. We don't have people like that anymore out there. There's corporations or conglomerates are in charge of intellectual properties. They don't have that one driving force. Kevin Feige, I believe, is going to be running Star Wars. I've said that all along. I will say it here again. I've said it since I saw the first episode of The Mandalorian. Kevin Feige is going to run Star Wars. That's my guess. Okay. My opinion, my guess, based on absolutely nothing, based on one interview I saw, and he looked like he was way more fired up about Star Wars than Marvel. Like he had a big old smile on his face, and it was genuine, and he knew a lot of the answers to trivia. And he said he was a bigger Star Wars fan than a Marvel fan. I think that pretty much, and everything they do in Hollywood is calculated. So I think that interview was to plant the seed that Feige was going to be coming to Star Wars. Get the public ready for it. I believe that. So no, George Lucas is not going to come back, in my opinion. I think Kevin Feige will be running it with Jon Favreau for a little while, but I I don't see Jon Favreau as the guy who takes the permanent position. I think he helps get Star Wars back on its feet and then goes off and does because Favreau's hit and miss. He's hit and miss. I love the guy, but some of his stuff isn't great. So Swingers is great. Great movie. Andrew Hoyle for £5. Any chance your move is to the UK so I can watch your streams at a respectable time? Well, let me see. What's a respectable time for you guys? Well, it depends, Andrew. What's a respectable time? I have no idea what that is anymore. No, I'm not going to be moving to the UK, but there are streams you can watch. You can watch the Inquisition. That'll come on in the morning for you. I'll try to do some more earlier. Eventually, this is going to be at 10 a.m. when I can get my shit together. But it's going to be a couple months because I got to move and we got to get Lady Greymaster trained up. But then eventually, yes, all the live streams are going to start on time on the same day, and we're going to have a nice little schedule. And we're going to start bringing on like guests, like big guests, and we're also going to bring on my patrons and my members and people who want to come on, kind of like a call-in show. So that stuff is happening. You attending EFAP 100? Asks Phil Moore for $5. I don't know. I don't think I've been asked, but if it's something where they ask everybody, I mean, if I'm asked, absolutely. I don't say no to Mahler. I do not say no to Mahler. I love Mahler. I love EFAP. I love Rags. I had a great time last time with him and Az, and yeah. See, Rags isn't on Twitter. He's fine. He's okay. He doesn't need Twitter. I don't think he even has a sock puppet account. I think he's just off Twitter. Jedi Nightwing for $5. Hey Gary, quick question. What kind of bags and boards do you recommend for modern comics? Oh, I'm glad you asked that. I have an answer to that question. I do. I'll try to be quick. Looking for a picture of it without blowing my Amazon account here. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna making sure I wasn't my account page was up. That would have been very bad. I just ordered some. And shit, now I can't find them. They must be in my cart. So if you go to your local comic book shop and you tell them supply 666, there it is right there. Sorry to take so long with that. Let's get this on the right screen first. Right there. Can you see it? That's what you order. It's E. Gerber fullback standard, and it's My Lights and fullback. So there you go. Supply 587, supply 678. Oh, they changed it, but that's what I use. And they last forever. They last forever. That's what you want to get because you don't have to change those bags and boards out every 5 or 6 years. Sorry, that was probably boring to a lot of you, but thank you for sticking in there. Who would have been a good female doctor? Spectre Von Barron for $2. I don't think there would be a good female doctor. That's my answer. The doctor's male. I think there would be actresses who play the part much better than Jodie. As a matter of fact, I'm forgetting her name now. Is it Joe Martin? Joanna Martin? She's better than Jodie. She's much better than Jodie. She has more presence, but it still doesn't work because it just breaks the show. Like I said in my video, is the doctor a grandma or a grandpa in The Unearthly Child? Because because Susan might just be saying grandpa to be polite because it's just a male in that form, but she really is a granddaughter. I mean, like, how do we know? How do we know? Did the doctor get pregnant and give birth to kids as a female? Are we supposed to pretend that everybody can give birth to kids now? Is that the deal? We're supposed to pretend that? I'm probably going to get canceled off of YouTube for even asking that question. No, you're a female if you can give birth to kids. I don't think we're starfish, or not starfish. What is it? Fucking seahorse? Yeah, the ones who could change their sex. Frogs or some shit. I can't remember. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools. So yeah, can the doctor get pregnant? And I'm going to leave the questions right there. I'm going to stop right there. Okay. But these are not anything they explored. Nothing. They had a guy hit on the doctor once. Well, you know what? Guys hit on the doctor when he was a guy. So what? About the doctor being sexually fluid? No. If you want doctor to be part of the alphabet community, he's asexual. He's asexual, meaning I am beyond that stuff. You know, I'm not reproducing. I'm a god. I'm too busy being a god. And I thought it was very interesting that they revisited that with Rose. The doctor was traumatized from the Time War. He was emotionally vulnerable, and he fell in love with an Earthling, and boy, did he fucking regret it. That was a huge mistake. And then there's the River Song thing, but he never loved River Song. River Song was like a good friend, and he married her because he felt bad for her and her life and everything, but there was never any love there. I mean, he loved her as a friend, but not as a wife. So no, the doctor is above all that shit. So don't sexualize it, but guess what? They're going to fucking sexualize the doctor again. And yeah, I just... Remember after Series 11, we're like, how much worse could it get? I'm not asking that question anymore. I'm not going to ask that question anymore because a whole lot's the answer. Any chance of Nerdrotic beer bug mask? Yeah, I mean, it kind of, oh my God, it's so typical, but I think Mrs. Nerdrotic found somebody who was making them and doing a good job, but I guess the person got sick of making them and making money. So when Mrs. Nerdrotic went to go order them from the person, they're like, we don't want to just make masks. Mrs. Nerdrotic's like, whoa, okay, I'm sorry. I just kind of liked your masks. Don't need to bite my head off. So I don't know if we could find somebody to make masks. Sure. I mean, we'll do it as a swag giveaway though. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want it, yeah, I appreciate it. There will never, I can't say, I'm not doing any sponsors again. I came real close a couple times, but I'm not doing it, folks, because I don't want shit hanging over my head. I don't want strings attached on anything related to this channel. I don't want to be able to hold back on, I already hold back on enough, and that's just through me. So I don't want anybody having any power or say over this channel ever. So the answer will be no. Be no. But I came really close to doing business with Dynamite. Dynamite, yes, indeed. Almost did a cover of my own. I don't think it would have caused any trouble. I think they picked Cecil because of his association with the... Well, I know they picked Cecil because of his association with EVS. I don't think they think much of me or even know who I am, so I would have been fine. The final frontier is a backwater. The TARDIS is an outhouse, and Star Wars is a cesspit. Mainstream sci-fi is dead, says Darth Sweeney for £5. Mainstream sci-fi is dead. You're right. You're absolutely right. And as long as it doesn't go woke, The Expanse is still good. The Orville is still good. And we have a very good show premiering in 9 days, The Umbrella Academy. Now, season 2 could be woke as hell. There looks like there's a woke storyline in it. So I can't promise anything. But Umbrella Academy season 1 is good. If you just want to watch that and enjoy that, I highly recommend it. Raylona, welcome to the proto-molecule level of our membership. I appreciate it. Awesome. John Ochitri for $4.99. Wish they just get Ronald D. Moore back and write Star Trek. He was my favorite Trek writer. Yep. He did a great job on Battlestar Galactica. There's a reason Alex Kurtzman's not bringing it. You know he could. People have offered. There have been a lot of offers to go work at Star Trek, and Alex Kurtzman has not only not responded, he's ghosted a lot of people. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. I can't say a whole bunch on that, but people have tried to reach out, and Kurtzman is ghosted. You want to know why? He's a hack. He doesn't want anybody better than him, which is the entirety of Hollywood, possibly. That's why he's got Akiva Goldsman there, because Akiva Goldsman isn't better than Alex Kurtzman. They're actually just as shitty as each other. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. John Blade, welcome to the proto-molecule level. I appreciate you. Flicks by Cody for $5. I honestly don't care for Family Guy and the other shows. Their humor is not funny to me. I really like the Orville, and I'd say I'm a fan now. Flicks by Cody, I'm the same way. I do not like Family Guy. I mean, I understand the humor. It's not my thing. It's not. But if you like it, rock on. But I'm the biggest Seth fan now because of the Orville. The Orville. And I like Ted. I freaking love the movie Ted. So. And, you know, oh, God, why am I blanking on his name now? Oh, I'm blanking on his name. Hang on. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to dock nerd points from myself, too. Oh, my God, this sucks. I hate getting old. I love Hellboy 2. I love Hellboy 1 and 2. Two of my top 10 superhero movies because I'm a Hellboy fan. Ron Perlman's a dick. I don't follow him on Twitter, but he's a good Hellboy. Yes. Johann Kraus. God damn it, that's right. He voiced Johann Kraus in Hellboy 2, and he was perfect at it. Oh, I can't believe I brain farted that. Doc, 2 nerd points from Nerdrotic. Alien Matters for $2.85. Really like Undiscovered Country comic. You reading? No. Should I? Well, it depends on who publishes it, but I'll check it out. I've heard of it. Mr. Fish Trends for Australian $5. Can we have reviews of Jerry Anderson's UFO TV series, please? I was going to ask if I have time, sure. I'm almost done with Blake 7. That means I'm going to have to embark on Red Dwarf and Stargate. And that's also, by the way, Farscape fans, we might get an announcement on the 25th that there's going to be new Farscape. I hope you're ready for that. That could be good news or bad news. Lord of the Rings on Prime fans. It does look like Russell Crowe might be in the show. They are currently filming it. Takes place in the Second Age. It's going to center around Galadriel. Okay? You're going to be following Sauron through the Second Age as he helps the elves of Eregion, the elven smiths of Eregion construct the ring, and you're going to go over eras of that. So there is some good out there, but you're also going to get a very diverse Lord of the Rings. But it doesn't mean shit, that it's not going to be woke or intersectional, but it will be diverse. I don't care what people look like. I really don't. I just don't want the story to be, Galadriel's a lesbian for 3,000 years or something like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't need any relationships in Lord of the Rings, but that's just me. I like Lord of the Rings because of orcs getting slayed with freaking axes and shit, and ring wraiths on horses and the fantasy stuff. I don't care about the kissy bullshit. The Invisible Man for $5. Gary, what size? Oh, well, I don't like where this question is going. Oh, okay. What size shirt do you wear? I want to send you some merch from my brand. I wear a large. I wear a size large. I'm an average size guy. I am 6 feet tall. I am 100, well, because of the beer bug, I'm currently at 188 pounds. I should be like 180, 185, but I'm 188 because of beer bug. So, yeah. I don't have my foot size is average, size 11. So, yeah, nothing really remarkable. But, yeah, thanks. I got a P.O. Box, 236 or 9, 239 West Portal Avenue. No, wait, 236 West Portal Avenue, San Francisco, California, box number 94127. That was, just go to my website, nerdrotic.com. It's there. I think Doctor Who could be rescued by adopting a different tone, something more like the lurking horror of the Lovecraftian Cthulhu mythos. You lose a lot by explaining everything. Restore the mystery. Edward Preeter for 15, I believe that is euros. Here's the problem. It's what IK 1906 was saying earlier. Damage is done. Damage is done. They can start the first episode of Series 13 and the Master can come out and go, just kidding. It was all bullshit. You're not going to get everybody back. You might get a lot of people back, but you're not going to get everybody back. And a lot of people left, and a lot of people said that was just the last straw. They were already pissed with the show. That was just the last straw. I should collect the emails, but I'm going to say it was 12 or 13 emails that I got saying, I couldn't stand you until the Timeless Children. I couldn't stand your channel. I couldn't stand your take on Jodie Whittaker, blah, blah, blah. Then I saw the Timeless Children, and it opened my eyes. I finally saw what you were talking about. And, it just depends on when people get there. Most people are busy. They're not paying attention that closely, and I get it. I get it. Normies make the world go around. And when I say a fandom is dead or IP is dead, what I mean is it's dead because the normies are gone. You're always going to have hardcore fans. You're always going to have people out there who will just lap up anything Star Wars because they're just not critical thinkers, like the Jarbos of the world who will just love Star Wars forever to love it. I don't know if he genuinely loves it that much or not, or if it's an act. I don't care. But there's always somebody like that out there. And, that's what the brands count on. And it works for a little while when your brand is hot. The normies don't, it's FOMO. It's fear of missing out. Everybody has it. So everybody's like, I don't want to miss out on that cool thing. The Marvel's the cool thing. Is Star Wars the cool thing? Star Wars is not cool. Star Wars is right back to being very, very uncool. But the thing was, in the 70s, it was uncool, but it was really fucking cool. It's now just uncool. It's bad. It's generic. It's rehashing Lando fucking Calrissian with Donald Glover, and the show is just going to be a big old, this part of the galaxy's racist. Wow, I can't wait to watch that. I mean, in the first 5 minutes of characterization of Lando Calrissian in that shit Solo movie, you know what they did with Solo and Lando? They gave them both bad fathers. Within the first 5 minutes of characterization, they made sure to emulate the mom who wasn't there and disgrace the father who wasn't there. Fuck Hollywood. So back to what Edward was saying. They could erase the last 2 years. Too late. Damage done. We already saw it. And by the way, okay, say they're going to erase Star Wars and Doctor Who and fucking Star Trek. It's going to be 5 years till we see anything. Does anybody going to give a shit about any of those in 5 years, in 4 years, in 3 years? No. Hell no. Who knows if nerddom is even the taste of Hollywood anymore? I mean, we've had a pretty fucking good run. Genre overall, who knows? I mean, we could go into Westerns. Maybe reality TV becomes popular again and people just fuck off Hollywood. Maybe people just get into live streaming. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what 3 years? Trends tend to change right at the turn of a decade. Where are we at? We're at the turn of a decade. And wow, did we get a lot of changes? So once the pop culture catches up to that, we'll see where things are. I have a general feeling that people are tired of Marvel. It's gotten stale. It's gotten very stale. And then they have this big break and they're going to come back with nothing. That's going to hurt them. Star Wars went out like a fart in the wind. And all you're going to have is Matt Jarbo's out there as your fans. And Star Wars theories are gonna talk about like YA novels with female Jedis who are just awesome all the time. My God, that's going to be fun to theorize over the next 5 years. Unsolicited advice for YouTube. Don't ever hang your hat on one thing. Just don't. And I mean that for like everything. Subject matter, or whatever. Try to be as versatile as you can. But I would love there to Edward Prater. If you look back at, everything that I like, I'll just say everything that I like. I don't think my taste is the end all be all. But if you look back at all the stuff that's my favorite stuff, it all has a little bit of horror in it. Okay. Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings, A Song of Ice and Fire. These are some of my favorite things in the world. Doctor Who does have horror, a lot of horror. When I was a kid, when I was watching it, it was a scary show because people died. These hideous looking monsters. And that's the thing that was cool about Doctor Who is the monsters were, they're paper mache and they were made, they weren't like pretty. They were hideous. They were ugly things that really works. Everybody in Hollywood, even when they're making a monster, they have a tendency to want to make it pretty, aesthetically pretty. Even the freaking alien in Aliens is sleek looking. It looks like a fucking sports car, right? Right? No, the aliens in Doctor Who are blobby and blotchy, and they have shit coming out of their hands that makes no sense, and they don't have fucking eyes. And yeah, they are genuinely scary and disgusting. And that works. So I think a horror element, I think that makes sci-fi much, much better. Fucking A. The Expanse. The whole first season is about zombies. Zombies in space. It's good shit. I like it. Feige will take over Star Wars at some point. They prepped it last September when they announced he would be developing a new Star Wars film. IK 1906 for $5. Yep, I 100% agree with you. I don't know who's feeding Doomcock the information. I don't. If this is the case, then this is. I mean, listen, stuff like this happens at corporations all the time. Okay, go back and Ford versus Ferrari. Go watch Ford versus Ferrari, and you see. I mean, they portray Ford like an asshole. But the movie's generally pretty good, and it shows you what lengths companies will go to look good, just to fucking look good. So, yeah, just did my own Cal exit, and I'm so much happier. By the way, will you sell 90s books, or will you just stop at the Bronze Age? No, Q for $5. I will sell back issues up to the mid 2000s. To the mid 2000s, to like 2013 will probably be my cutoff. I'll probably cut off at the end of Rebirth for DC and Avengers versus X-Men for Marvel. Everything before that will be there. I'm going to be selling video games, DVDs, Blu-rays, comic books will be the priority, massive priority. Vintage toys. There will be gaming. There will be arcade games. There will be video screens. We will do stand-up comedy. We will do events. We will do live streaming. live from there. A lot of live streaming. I don't want to tell all of my plans, but this is the plan from the get-go. I've been planning this for years, that I want to have a store that I live stream from. So that's what I'm going to do. And the trick is, you got to know how to run the store too. and fortunately, I know how to do that. I'm going to have to hire somebody. But yeah. Yep. Video games will be important. It depends on how big the building is. I mean, movies and Blu-rays and stuff will be a priority because I think there's going to be a huge aftermarket for that. I'm already seeing it. I went to get Real Genius. I'm like, I want Real Genius on Blu-ray. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite all-time movies. I'll never forget it. One of the first time I dropped acid, I watched Real Genius, and by the end of the movie, I was sobbing tears of joy. As a 16-year-old, I thought it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Yes, that's what acid will do to you. But I watched Real Genius, and that movie connected with me on a spiritual level. I'm serious. And I was sobbing by the end. And I was watching it with somebody, and they were crying too. They were like, "This is the most beautiful movie ever made." And like, you're like, "Really?" I'm like, yeah. That's what acid will do to you. I was 16. I was on drugs. Attack the Block was better than the Disney trilogy. Modalicious for $2. That's got Jodie Whittaker in it. Yes, it probably was. I saw her work in Broadchurch, right? Jodie Whittaker she's a sitcom actress. She's like the friend who lives next door that pops in once in a while, says a quippy thing, and then leaves. She comes to borrow sugar and then gives some bad advice on somebody's boyfriend and then leaves. That's Jodie Whittaker. Will Kevin try to force Larson on us with Star Wars? God, I hope not. Jack White, that's a good question for $5. Kevin really likes Brie Larson. And if you really look at Brie Larson, like really look at her, she couldn't have been more wrong for that role. She's too small. Her voice is terrible. She's got a terrible voice. She's not a superhero. You don't just, and what they wanted to do was Brie Larson is extremely average. Everything about her is average. She's average looking, average height, average intelligence. Everything about her is average. And they only picked her because she just won an Academy Award. Miss Marvel needs to look like a woman. If you would have cast somebody with the grace of Gal Gadot, right, and the presence, you would have had and written the movie like a movie, right? You know what? Captain Marvel would be popular in the books and the movies. I would have liked it. Because you know what? That is missing in Marvel. That absolutely is missing in Marvel. In the MCU, but that's because, well, Black Widow, they did a lot with the Black Widow character, but, and I know people but Black Widow is like, she's duplicitous. She's not that good of a guy. She's an anti-hero. She will betray people. And that was kind of surprising that she didn't like out and out betray somebody. I mean, she kind of did, but And listen, it's Frank Miller who brought that character, like matured that character along with the Punisher and Daredevil. Please follow my logic here. Canon equals story. A good story becomes popular. Decanonize, destroy story. Why are we unpopular now? LOL. Right. No, Dan C for £5. I don't understand why we're unpopular. We destroyed everything, but we made it as woke as possible. Oh, it's the Yahtzee. It's our alt-right audience. Doctor Who's alt-right audience. Because there was always such a big following of Doctor Who in the alt-right circles, right? And Star Trek. I don't want to say even alt-right. I'm just saying alt-right, but I'm talking about the extreme, the Yahtzees. The Supremies. The Supremies always loved Doctor Who and Star Trek, but it was only recently until they didn't like it. Yeah. It's so entrenched now. People like, the Rich Johnstons of the world. The reason at least I hate the access media. I do. Out of all this, I'm mad at Hollywood, but I blame the access media for the fandom being split and all this shit. They've been quiet lately because they've lost all their power. They're nobody. But if you remember 2 years ago, the access media was fanning the flames of division, and they couldn't get enough. And they were running with toxic fans, and over again, they were calling critics of films alt-right and Yahtzees. So much so that Brian Hibbs, when they brought up Richard in that live stream, I did a video on it. He just like off the cuff just goes, "Oh, you mean those alt-right guys?" It's like, whoa. That's what they really think. They really think you and I, and listen, there's Alphabet members in this stream right now. They think you're out. They think you're alt-right. They do. They do, because they don't pay attention. And the ones who have been accusing us, no, we're not. Like the Rich Johnston, he knows we're not. Rich Johnston's just, he's a foul human being. He's an unhappy dude. I'd be unhappy too if the space I had to write on my own website was like this much around all the ads. All the ads. I don't mind ads. I got ads on my videos, but you can click past them. Now, I did reach out to. Let me see what he said, because I had a lot of people. Okay, some people liked the RIP Doctor Who live stream. Some people didn't. I apologize for the quality, by the way. That's YouTube. Usually, I didn't pay attention to the download, and I didn't realize it was the 360p one. So if you want to see a clear one, go to nerdrotic.com tomorrow, and you'll be able to see a clear one. So I got a bunch of feedback on the RIP Doctor Who live stream. Most of you loved it. Some people had some criticisms that were very good. I get criticisms all the time. There's criticisms for Kurt Metzger. There's criticisms for every guest we get on Friday Night Tides, except for Critical Drinker and Mahler. Everybody loves them. And Just Some Guy. Everybody loves Just Some Guy, universally loved. I get criticisms. It's fine. It's no big deal. But a lot of people did like that live stream too, and they want another one. So let me see what he said. Hang on. Looks like next week I have to work out a time, but Philip Morris, archives 1963 from Twitter, the guy who found all the old Doctor Who episodes, like instrumental to the Doctor Who fandom. I'm going to do a one-on-one with him next week. Okay. I usually don't do those, but I want to do one with him. I didn't feel like he and I had enough time to talk, and I think he had a lot more to say. So he and I are going to sit down and do a big, long talk about Doctor Who. So join us. I'll let you know what time soon. I honestly don't care I already read that one. Jesus, Gary. Orville Nation, can't wait for your Lower Decks reviews, Gary. Should be funny. Orville Nation, thank you for the $5. I doubt they're going to be as funny as the show, though. I mean, the show is going to be hilarious, right? Orville Nation, my condolences for the Orville not coming out this year. But believe me, brother, you are in for a treat. It's going to be epic. You guys are going to be, when you watch Orville season 3, you're going to be stoked. Not lying. I don't know about every episode in the season, but the first part of it, oh shit. If you liked Identity Part 1 and 2, just be ready, okay? Be excited, be ready. Seth is putting his heart and soul into this. Like it's the last television show he's ever going to produce. Now, that's of course not the case. He's a very young man, and he's got a whole awesome career ahead of him. But like he's putting everything into the Orville. This is like a passion project. So like look forward to it. I've visited the set twice. By the way, I'm not a shill. It's going to suck for me, but if the Orville like went woke, I would tell you. I would not tell you because, one of the producers on the show, we're friends. So what? I'll still be friends with him, but if his show goes woke, I'll go, I love you, but your show went woke. That's the way it's going to be, you know? I mean, I'm friends with Derek Robertson. I know about his politics on Twitter. I do. I don't agree with him, but I know Derek as a person. He's a good dude. So had my back when nobody else would. I will check out the undiscovered comic. And Nick was just looking for an excuse to drop Cecil. Says Etienne Faladou for $2 Canadian. Then why approach him? If you wanted to get rid of him, then be a fucking man and go, you know what? I'm rethinking this. I just don't like you as a person. I mean, that's more honest. Do you think Nick went to that much trouble? Like got people to... No, I mean, Nick, here's the deal. Even prior to Anna having her book, Dynamite saw how much money Ethan was making. So they worked with him with the Vampirella cover, which I bought. And they saw that the Comicsgate crowd got Vampirella to fucking chart. And what I mean by chart, it was in the top 5 of comic book sales. It was a Christopher Priest story, and they got Vampirella to chart. That was the first Dynamite book to chart probably since The Boys and probably ever. I don't think The Boys ever sold that good. It sold a lot of copies because of Comicsgate. And they noticed. And they also, more importantly, fuck charting, they saw the money that Ethan made on that cover. And they're like, we can keep doing this. Let's contact YouTubers. Let's contact content creators. So I know they contacted more than me. I know for a fact. And it wasn't Nick directly. It was another guy. So maybe some other guy contacted Cecil, but Nick had to know about it. Nick watches our live streams, or used to, and he gave me a huge super chat. So I think he had to know. And it's fine. I understand his position. I sympathize with the man, but he was still a coward. He made a cowardly decision. That would not be that's not a decision I would make. Listen, I had to make a lot of crazy decisions at my shop. I never sold out my employees or my principals, like ever. Yeah. I mean, it's a shitty position, but you would have made so much more money if you would have stayed here, because it wasn't all about Comicsgate, by the way. Anna's not Comicsgate. She made a bunch of money with her cover. Who knows how good mine would have done. I don't know if they would have agreed to the concept, by the way. I did not want Vampirella and Red Sonja, to be honest with you. That was not going to be my choice. I like both those characters. I have a ton of Red Sonja books. I have a ton of Vampirella magazines, but I was thinking The Boys. I wanted to do something with The Boys because I'm in a Boys comic, so I'm already in there. They can't bitch about that because I'm there. I'm in a couple issues. So if we did like a cover that was just like a Nerdrotic cover or something like that, that's all. I wasn't going to draw a cover, so don't worry. I wasn't going to draw a cover. It would have been fun. I didn't know about any of the other stuff at the time I was talking, and then I was made aware a couple weeks ago of the donation, and I had to work that out of my head. I needed more information. And I'll be real. I don't like it. But we also need to consider that we're on a platform right now that donates to those organizations. And I heard Gail Simone's name brought up. Like, do you want to give money to Gail Simone? Well, every time you go to a DC movie, every time you buy a DC hat, a shirt, sheets, she's probably getting some money, folks. Gail Simone is listen to Ethan. Listen, Ethan's created a lot of characters, and he gets cheddar for that. Well, Gail Simone has created some characters. So the same thing. So if you go to a DCE, if you want to be a purist, in other words, if you want to be a purist, like I'm not going to ever give her, then don't go to DC movies. Don't do anything because she's going to get some money. Here's my philosophy on that. You don't want to give her too much money. I agree with that. But here's the difference. There's a difference between taking money from somebody and giving. Now, would I want my audience to give money to that organization? No. The answer is no. But hear me out on this one. We can't be purists because we need to keep our voices out there, and we need to do what we can to power these voices to keep them out there. That's why I was saying we need more people coming on the platform and talking with common sense, because there's not many of us, and some of us are going to fall, and we're going to need some replacements, okay? And it could be me, could be Doomcock, could be somebody, but we need replacements. That is a real fucking thing. But as far as being a purist is concerned, look at the NPCs, look at the SJWs. They hate Western culture. They can't stand it. They want to burn it down. Look at the people writing for Doctor Who right now, for Star Trek, for Marvel, for DC. They hate the shit that came before, or they're ashamed of it now. And what they're doing is they're working someplace where they don't like it, but they're going to change it. That's how they're changing. That's how you infiltrate. We need to do the same thing. So we need to stay on these platforms as long as we can and preach common sense whenever we can. Or at least, our point of view on stuff. I'm not going to say mine is a definitive point of view. It's not. It's just one, okay? Just like your guys. And this channel isn't just my opinion. It's what's going on in the chat right now and in the comment section and stuff. And that's really important. We need to keep that open. So we need to keep it here. We can have our principles and our ideals and be purists, and we'll be sitting alone in a room with our principles and our ideas and our ideals. And I've said that before. It's like being a free speech absolutist. Okay. All right, principled man. You're a free speech absolutist. How effective is that? See, we need to be effective. How was the Fandom Menace effective? Did it achieve its goals? I don't know. Did it have any? Did it really have any? We really just wanted the fans respected, and we wanted entertainment turned around. It looked like it was working. We got acknowledged. And we've gotten acknowledged by a lot of people. And by the way, we didn't lose anything. We just had a setback. That's all. But we're going to have to fight some more. So we can't black pill. I think when it comes to the comic book companies in the industry, that's over. It's over. So I'm not running out to save Marvel and DC, Disney, Marvel, or DC Comics. They're dead. But I don't feel that way about entertainment. Not yet. I think it's still worth fighting for. So we're going to fight for it. The difference between the Comicsgate philosophy is like we have given up trying to change Marvel and DC. And listen, most of the people who were originally there for Comicsgate are gone. Because I was there. I was in the chats. I was in the comment section. I wasn't creating content, but me and Comics Division were there. And most of those people are gone now because it's evolved into something else that I like quite a bit. But as far as the Fandom Menace is concerned, still way too much work to do to even think about we're going to go and make our own stuff. Well, I mean, do that. By God, yes, go do that. Do not waste your time on a fan film. Go make your own stuff all day long, please. And something might take off. But you don't want that to distract from the goal. Like if I decided, because I was thinking about it, like after the Cecil thing, I was pissed, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do a fucking comic. I know how to do a comic. I've done a comic book before, but nah, it would totally I don't need the distraction. Not now. Maybe later, but not now. Couple months, maybe, but not now. Definitely not now. Channel. This is the entertainment. This is where we can be effective. Putting the cart before the horse, and not everybody's going to be able to create a great comic and an IP that's going to get made into a movie. And once a Comicsgate guy or gal gets their IP accepted by Hollywood, gets an option, what do you think that's going to happen? You saw what happened with Anna, right? What do you think's going to happen to that guy or gal? What do you think's going to happen? Sell out. It's not like I haven't seen this shit before. I've seen it in the music scene. It's just, it's rinse and repeat, to be honest with you. For one, they're not a sellout. They created their IP to make money. Anna got an opportunity to do a cover. And a bunch of people gave her shit for it. And by the way, it wasn't all criticism of the art, okay? Actually, most of it was not criticism of the art. Most of it was sellout, jealousy, and it was pathetic. You can criticize art all you want. I don't care about that. But just wait until an IP gets picked up for Hollywood. And one might. Maybe it'll be probably Ethan's. That would be my guess. I'll be honest with you. I can't see Hollywood reaching out to Richard unless he uses a pseudonym. And he might have to do that. He might have to use a pseudonym at some point. But Ethan, I can see them reaching out for Cyberfrog. And that's... but if somebody else gets it, like if John Malin or Dan Fraga or something, believe me, they are going to get a ton of shit. They're going to get a ton of shit. Tell you that right now. And then some of the questions could be legitimate, like, are we selling out to Hollywood, to the man, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of them will be jealousy too. And you just want to be excited. You want that to happen, because if Dan Fraga or one of those people goes to Hollywood with their story and it doesn't get compromised, that means we have gotten in. And that's what we want. That's what we want. That's how we change it. The way they fucking changed it. Infiltration. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep nuance in mind. We can't be purists about everything. You got to live to fight another day, right? So, take each thing on its individual basis, by the way. And that's just my view on things. Atena, thank you again. Fox 03499. Hey, Gary, my theater is shutting back down. Boss ended the news with, hope is not lost today. It is found. Ugh, I am already down. Don't kick me, LOL. I won't go to Fox 03. I won't kick you. Let me get you your hopes up. It looks like things are ramping back up in California again. This big lockdown, a lot of people are ignoring it, straight up ignoring it. I witnessed a few businesses today just basically ignoring it. So that's how we fight it. Movie theaters, I think might be done. I think they might be done. I hope not. I certainly hope not. Okay, so Reddit, why did it say trending on Reddit? Graveyard Shift Volume 3. Well, at least they're not banned on Reddit. That's good. Here's some Pete's money. Why, thank you, Eskimonophona, for $9.99. I have my Pete's right here. I'm going to have some right. Oh, I haven't had my vitamin B yet, so excuse me. Vitamin B. Good for energy when you're old. Roddick, you got to look up Validate and see that crap. Spectre Von Baron, did you... Oh, I'm so disappointed in you, Spectre. You don't watch all of my live streams, do you? I am heartbroken. No. We looked at it last week, our last Nerdrotic Nooner, so go check out that episode. We looked at it last Nerdrotic Nooner. It is cringe AF. Hi, Gary. I already read that one. I'm sorry about your theater. The thing this country never got over isn't slavery, it's Salem. The Puritan urge to root out and denounce the devil is very deep. Vanya Secundas for 545. You are right. You are right. And the new devil, the new boogeyman is us. Not just the white straight male, okay? Black straight male, they're coming for you too. They were already coming for you. And then they backed off a little bit, but I was already starting to see that. And well, how many black fathers have you seen in Hollywood portrayed in a good light, or portrayed at all? Like none, like zero. I think that would be a good thing to see. Now, occasionally you see it, which is good, but we need to see fathers. I don't care what color it is. I want to see fathers. More fathers. Aid Edmondson as Doctor Who in full Eddie Yahtzee mode. That would be the only way I would watch it again. Attack Daleks with farts and frying pans, says Mabed for £5. Yeah. And that's a good question. We all asked ourselves that, Mabed, when Series 12 was over. And I'm talking about Az, Bolstrek, Starry-Eyed Girl. We said, are we going to even watch the next series again? Like, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Initially, I wasn't going to watch Jodie's era at all. I was done. I walked out, and we had a listener. I had a viewer at the time. He's still around a little bit. Named Jody. He's an old mod of mine. And he talked me into seeing the show. So it's his fault, because I wasn't going to see the show. I wasn't going to watch it. Ed Preeter. I read that one. How did I read that one? It must have skipped. Weird. Ed Powell for $9.99. No sponsors? Here's money then. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. I do. No, you guys are the sponsors. This is powered by fandom. But I'm a fan too. All right. I'm not like above or anything shit like that. I don't think I would never be as dumb as to see, this would be me being dumb. I would never, even if it's an audience of a YouTuber I don't like, I would never call that audience dumb, because I don't believe that, because I just don't genuinely believe that. I would never publicly call large portions of a fandom dumb to get attention or to make myself feel better or ever, because I don't honestly feel that, right? And you also, believe it or not, you share a lot of the audience with a lot of people. I bet you there's people who subscribe to me and Campia. Sure, absolutely. Why not? There's a lot of Robert Meyer Burnett fans out there. A lot of people in the Robert Meyer Burnett chat hate my guts. But I love Robert Meyer Burnett. So yeah, I would just never do that. And you don't, listen, yes, we say, Jeremy says Raylos are weird, and Raylos are weird. Okay. Furries are weird. But I don't think they belong in fandom. They absolutely belong. It's just saying they're weird. It's okay. I'm weird too. Hey Google, what's a boomer? 5 nerd points. Are you trying to get my phone to say it? Hang on. Let's see if it does it. Hey Google, what's a boomer? I'm sorry. My earbuds were hooked up. Repeat that. Hey Google, repeat that. And she just says, all right. You're such a good girl, Google. Talk dirty to me, Google. But it did put up a definition. Okay, we know, by the way, Fat Steven Seagal beat up Ryan Johnson. Thank you for the 2 Canadian pesos. Okay, we know what's bad with Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Picard. Now, what's good with what's coming? But what's good that's coming? Lucifer for £4.99. Death to Chibnall. Umbrella Academy? I mentioned that earlier. Umbrella Academy, and that's it. The Boys. The Umbrella Academy and The Boys, and I'm going to cover that. But no, Lucifer, that's not the final word on what's bad with Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Picard. Most people don't realize that. So it's not a matter of they're bad. It's a matter of why they're bad, why we need to continue to fight and try to make them good again. And that's also not very good YouTube to go, they're bad, we're never going to talk about them again. Okay. That's a hard time. That's a hard thing to explain when you're creating content, especially to newbies. And keep this in mind when you're, when you're going to come on, if you're a patron or something like that, or if I'm going to bring you off the street and you're going to come on. The art of conversation. The art of conversation. YouTube is not a place you go and say, what's a good example? Okay, my old co-host, Dennis, had the hardest time figuring this out. So I would try to start a conversation with him, and it's a conversation we've had before in real life, right? But I'm trying to start the conversation so we can have the conversation again for entertainment purposes, right? And it's not a rehearsed thing because you can get something new out of having a conversation again. And I'll bring up something and he'd always go, I know. And I'd have to say publicly, I'm like, dude, I know you know, but they might not know. So we're going to talk on the live stream and have a conversation so they can be part of it. And then they can add in their 2 cents and we get something new out of our conversation that we've had before. And I had to explain it to him over and over again. It made me want to bang my head against the wall because he's like, I know, we just talked about that. I'm all, I know we just talked about it, dude, but we're also on a live stream. It's like, yeah. But yeah, so you can't just, we're here dissecting pop culture. We're here dissecting and trying to figure out what's wrong, how we can fix it. And I bring it up because I get new ideas all the time from that chat right there. So, but if you want to just hear about what's good, Umbrella Academy. That's it. July 31st. Tune in. I'll do reviews of it. The Heb 24 for $4.99. Thanks for the great content, you guys, and gold mining shows are all I have for escapism these days. And hey, there's tons of shows to gold mine though. That's the good thing. There's, you know what there always is? There's always shows out there that are better than what's coming out. The better shows have already happened. Quite frankly, the best movies have already been made. I mean, how's that for reality? The best movies that will ever be made have already been made. And you're still going to get good movies. And once in a blue moon, you're going to get something awesome. But how many classics have been reproduced in the last 10 years? Like freaking cinematic masterpiece classics. And no, I'm not talking about a performance by somebody sitting in a room and being sad for 2 hours. Not like no Dallas Buyers Club, which is a good movie, but it's not a cinematic classic. And I'm sure maybe somebody could come up with one or two. But shit, in the 80s, they were just churning them out all the time. It was crazy. So that might be the case. Now, television, if it gets out of being woke, I think we can get a lot. That's where the good stuff can happen because they can tell more of a story. We can get cinematic stories that are 10 hours long. That's the future if they get their shit together. But yeah, Gary, listening from the aquarium that is Australian. Get out safe. I will try. Yes, they closed down your state borders. That is some un-American shit. And if they did that here, I would disobey that order. Was just about to ask you about the boys from the dwarf. Love what you do. Why? Thank you. Chromatism for £10. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. So the only things that I can think of off the top of my head that are good that are coming out, one just got delayed. Tenet. I was looking forward to Tenet like crazy. The Boys, which I think is going to be woke. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be woke because they gender swapped a major character, and I don't believe that gender swap will work. I think it really undermines the show because here's the deal. If you turned Doomsday into a woman and she killed Superman, would you feel differently about it? And I don't mean like you could say Doomsday was a female of her species. No, I'm talking about like a woman, like Brie Larson. She came out and she killed Superman. They did a gender swap, something like that, and it does undermine it. And there is differences, and it does matter. And it was done for the reasons are intersectionality. That's why it was done. Intersectionality has poisoned Hollywood. And once I fully understood what it was, it's not woke, it's intersectionality. Now, some would argue those are the same things, but there is a difference between the two. Slight. It's the feminism part of it. I wish BBC would get Peter back and make first episode to be him waking up from torture with Jodie having been just a bad delusion. Albeit it's too late now. It is, Oscar. It is. And Peter's run was tainted with shit. I'm sorry. I've tried to go back and watch. I've got Peter's run right here. Got it right here. I even keep this thing. I don't know what to do with it, but I keep it. And yeah. It's brilliant. I mean, God, look at that. Some of the best packaging. It still has the good logo. But I can't watch it. I can watch season 8. I can't watch season 9 and 10. God damn. What they did to Davros pisses me off. Did you read Alan Moore's run on Supreme? Has been said that it's his apology for Watchmen and the Silver Age love letter, The Invisible Man for $5. I have, and I like it. I've heard that before, yes, and I would agree with that. And I think Alan Moore is aware that Watchmen ruined comics. It ruined the fuck out of comics because they're still trying to make the Watchmen to this very day. They are. Just Some Guy has a brilliant video. It's about a year old about how the Watchmen ruined comic books. I cannot recommend it enough. But comic books are supposed to be heroic, inspirational, fun. This is what a comic book's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be body positive women scissoring each other on a spaceship. There's a place for that. There's most certainly a place for that. I have no problem with anything existing, but it should not be the mainstream. You've let Portland take over the mainstream, and they hate shit like this. And I don't mean they aren't interested. No, it's hate. There's a big difference between indifference and hate. And they want to tear this apart. And they've been wanting to do it for years. And they did it. They succeeded. Part of the reason is Comicsgate in the beginning turned into a shit show, and it broke off into a bunch of parts, and there was a bunch of infighting when they were actually making progress. It was the most fucking frustrating thing to watch, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't involved, and I didn't want to get involved because I saw that drama and bullshit and jealousy and all this fucking shit going on. And a lot of that was going on before Ethan jumped on. So, I mean, like, there was shit going on before that. And you know, Richard never like jumped in. He always did his own thing, and that was smart. That was smart. I remember Richard's live streams. You guys remember Richard's live streams? He'd like sit in his like blank ass bedroom, and you'd have a solid shot of his white socks, and yeah, he'd talk about a comic book for an hour. How will they sexualize 13? Rock, paper, scissors. Brendan Lucas for £2. Well, I want you to look at life through the lens of identity politics. If they bring back a male doctor, you know the BBC is concerned about the criticism they're going to get, because they are going to get criticism. Criticism from people who originally appraised the female doctor, Jodie Whittaker, the first female doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, and then promptly didn't watch the show. But they'll come back once they get rid of Jodie, and they're going to go, man. You know how you deflect that? Well, for one, start with a black man. That's a good start. That's fine. Again, don't have a problem with that. That's actually what I expect and I would hope would happen. Although I don't play those kind of games. I want it to be the best person for the role. But sure, I think it'd be great if they did that. Or Filipino or whatever. Moroccan. I don't care, just as long as it's a bloke. But it's going to have to be an alphabet bloke. Now, Piers Wenger apparently has come out and said he's not hiring any white males for any leading roles. Young Ripa, who is a genius, talked about this the other day. With all the limitations Hollywood has put on themselves when it comes to writing what they call marginalized characters and women, in other words, everybody except white men, they can't write them with any complexity anymore because they're afraid they're going to be called ists or phobes. So it turns out like white dudes are going to get the most work. They're all going to be cast as villains, but they're the only characters they're going to be written or cast with any complexity because you can write them with flaws. So they're going to be the worst people. And Ripa said, you know what? White dudes are going to end up benefiting from this. And he's right. He's right. Hollywood Hollywood is so far gone. It's back again. Digger John for $5 says Jarbo flags people he doesn't like and collects boulders. Yeah, I guess he's kind of leaned into that. I've heard a little bit. That's what he did get caught doing that. He says he apologized. I couldn't find it on the internet. I kind of looked, but I couldn't find it on the internet. But I guess it's out there. And I believe in giving people second chances and stuff. And Jarbo apparently watches everybody's live streams. One thing he loves to do is count other people's money too. That's always sexy when you do that. That's sexy. Trevor RN, thank you for becoming a member at the proto-molecule level. He also calls people racist and alt-right openly, and members of the Fandom Menace. I know that because people have sent me the video. But the thing is, here's the deal. I haven't seen any evidence of that. So if there's somebody in the Phantom Menace who drops an N-word or something like that, I mean, for one, I'm not their police. Go take it up with them. Go see what context it's in. I just know that Jarbo has dropped the N-word on the internet a couple times, right? I mean, the video's out there. So I would call that projection probably. Whatever. But listen, that's why, you know what? It's great to keep that in mind, because once this YouTube thing starts going to my head, I just go, oh yeah, Jarbo got 160,000 subscribers on this platform. So once I start thinking I'm a big fucking deal, I just remember that. But it's okay. Yeah. But he's not really a content creator anymore, right? I mean, he's a Uber driver. So it's just a hobby now, right? Which is cool. It started out as a hobby for me, and I was selling auto parts. So there you go. And Uber drivers is good work if you can get it. Like, I wouldn't mind that job. I love delivering stuff. I delivered auto parts for a long time, and I loved it. I wish I read that one. reveal Arvida for Australian $5. The Facebook page, the Star Wars Hub, is a shill page, constantly attacking the fandom menace. It's good. That means we're relevant. You know, the fandom menace is needed now more than ever, and I did not say that. That is, I heard that from Drew from Bounding into Comics, right? Drew Taylor. Sorry, Drew. I'm shitty with all kinds of names, but Drew said it like a month ago, and I will echo it. The fandom menace is needed now more than ever, and you are defined by your adversaries. So it does kind of suck that Jarbo's our adversary, but there's other people out there, you know. The Grand Inquisitor for $2. Hey Gary, any thoughts on the new Ford Bronco? None whatsoever. Do we get an OJ version? Do I get one that goes 30 miles an hour on the 405? Hang on a second. I don't want to yell. Could you get that, son? Thank you. Somebody's out the door. I just got to keep an ear out just so my son doesn't get kidnapped or some shit. He's a good boy. He is a good lad, that one. I don't know how I raised such a nice kid. I'm not that nice. Mrs. Nerdrotic's not that nice, but we have like a sweet, sweet kid. He's a good boy. Where was I? Well, I was looking something up, right? I was looking up, the new Ford Bronco. Well, that's a random question. Is that some code for something? Oh, it looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's dope, dude. Oh. And it's sold out. It's sold out again. Oh, shit, yeah, that's a fucking badass car. I didn't even look at it. Here, I'll show it to you. So I have an FJ Cruiser. So I don't drive cars. I don't drive like little cars like Jeremy does. I drive like fucking trucks and shit, you know. I don't know, because I'm a dude. Let me show you. This is fucking, yeah, I haven't even. I'm on the waiting list for the Tesla truck. I am. I'm probably not going to buy it. It's fucking ridiculously expensive. But if we did go to this is dope. I gotta admit, I like that quite a bit. But there's a waiting list. And I can't afford, dude, I'm moving. I can't afford. I love my FJ Cruiser, though. I love my FJ Cruiser. Plus, Toyotas are better than Fords. Sorry, they are. They're made better. I know that might sound bad to a lot of people, but I worked for Honda and Toyota for years and years. And the FJ Cruiser was made in Japan. It's one of the few cars that the Priuses are, but it's the last mechanical, petrol engine gas car that Japan made for America, and they don't anymore. By the way, they stopped making FJ Cruisers because they were too expensive and people weren't buying them. But they are good cars, dude. Good trucks. I was just driving in it today, and I love it. But that's cool. I like it. I would definitely pick that second if I had to get a new car, which I don't buy cars new, by the way. That's dumb. It's dumb to buy cars new. It's flat out a waste of money. Go outside, go pee on your money, and then set it on fire. That's like buying a new car. Okay, where was I? That's pretty. But thanks for the Grand Inquisitor. Thanks for showing that to me. That was badass. I liked it. Pinky and the Brain guest star Deadpool fighting Darth Vader and the Yahtzees with the boys from the Dwarf and Judge Dredd. What the Lucifer? Pinky and the Brain guest starring Deadpool fighting Darth Vader with Germans. Yes. That sounds awesome. What's your opinion on Castlevania Season 3? I was not a fan. Vesuvius for $5. Woke. I immediately walked out once I sniffed the woke. Same thing with Legion. Legion was a show I was recommending to everyone. Loved the first 2 seasons. I dipped out in the first 10 minutes of the first episode when somebody said, I'm penis free for 25 years. There's only one. Why would you even put that in a superhero show? Why would you put a line like that in a superhero show? Because the patriarchy. I'm so fucking sick of intersectional feminism. I'm so fucking sick of having to apologize for being a dude and having some fucking dude hobbies. You know what? There should be some places we can go and be dudes. Believe me, society is a healthier place when dudes are allowed to be dudes. Okay? Just dudes. That's all. There's a reason in Alcoholics Anonymous, there are men's meetings and women's meetings. But guess what? Some of this intersectional shit is starting to evade my recovery and fuck that up. And for years, everybody's been fine with that. Now, if you identify or whatever and you want to go to nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to stop you. So if you identify as a man and you were born a woman, you can go to the men's meeting. Nobody's going to kick you out. But they're starting to fuck with it. There's no such thing as an alt-right, and I doubt there ever was. It's a catch-all boogeyman for both sides now, says JWT for 6577, $5. You are correct. You are correct. Find me this alt-right. You mean it was the dudes with the torches in South Carolina? I doubt all of them were. And if it was just a percentage, we're talking about nobody. Nobody. That's what we're talking about. You know what? There's probably more transgender people in this country than there is alt-right. As a matter of fact, I know there is. And there's not many transgender people in this country. Crow T Robot from the Satellite of Love. Satellite of Love. I like both versions of that song, by the way. Okay. I may be all right or uptight, but I'm not alt-right. You're my favorite YouTuber, Gary. I like that. I like that. And I love you. I love you all. Fenrir Howls for $5. If this works, I will be stoked. It worked. Are you stoked? Edward Priester, thank you for the $1.11. Hail, brother. Hail, brother. Diego Flores for $32.90. Have you thought about searching up and up-and-coming channels that you can guide and find successor allies in case you do fall but remain in the background supporting? I do that, Diego. I watch a ton of YouTube, and I said it the last live stream, and I don't think Stephen Walton heard, but I guarantee you, I've heard a couple of YouTubers out there going, and this wasn't Stephen Walton, by the way, so I don't want to associate him with this statement. I'm not going to name the YouTuber who made this statement. But this YouTuber was saying that the big guys have forgotten about the little guys. The big guys have forgotten about the little guys. They're not bringing the little guys up enough. And my response is, we don't have to. But I'm happy to. I do it all the time. I can shout you out. We can get you to 1,000 subs, but you got to keep them there. This YouTuber, we have shouted out many times. And then the YouTuber drives away his crowd. I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. But this YouTuber was saying we need to shout people out. The thing is, that YouTuber doesn't realize that I probably watch his live streams and videos more than he watches mine. I watch everybody. Because I like to know what's going on. Plus, you guys are my entertainment. I'm not shitting when I say that. So I was watching the author Stephen Walton's live stream yesterday. I was in the Winds of Winter live stream yesterday. I was listening to the only live stream before mine today was Midnight's Edge Radio. So I was listening to that. I was listening to the High Council yesterday while I was doing some work. The only time I'm not listening is when I'm reviewing a TV show or working on a video myself. My friend Comics Division does a live stream on Thursday. I watch that. I just, I'm always doing something, so I can't participate. So, yes, Diego, I support them by subscribing to their channels and watching their videos. That is my support. I also shout when I see something interesting. I try to associate that person's quote. I don't, because I don't want to steal anything. But like Drew Taylor, said the Phantom Menace is needed more now than ever. That's me shouting him out right now, crediting his comment. So yeah, I'm out there. It's not my job to cultivate it though, and I don't have the time to do it. But I will shout people out, get them on Friday Night Tights, do what I can, and if you like them, and if there's somebody you really like that you think I should talk to on Friday Night Tights, man, please let me know. Let me know. I don't catch everything. Nikki really effed up. He sacrificed thousands of dollars in potential future revenue from Anna, you, Cecil, EVS, etc., all for Twitter validation. Yep, kind of dumb. Kind of fucking dumb. Fatal J, what's up? Speaking of up-and-coming YouTubers, Fatal J, what's up? For $5, hail. And he's got a comic book. He's got a comic book that's called, I want to get the name right, Fatal. I'm like horrible. I did a lot of drugs in the 80s, buddy. Okay. So please forgive me. Oh, God, Kurt Metzger. I was supposed to get back to you. I will get back to you. Where'd it go? I've got so many messages. There it is, right there. Ninja Blast. Ninja Blast on Indiegogo. I'm going to show you a picture right now. Dude, I keep doing the wrong thing. What the hell, Gary? Shit. Hang on. That wasn't supposed to do that. Hang on. Let me get the picture up again. Stupid picture. There it is. Oh, why is it doing that? That's lame. Sorry, folks. Yeah, you got to look inside my DMs for a second. You didn't see anything, but they're fucking a mess. You can see that. They are a fucking mess. There we go. Ninja Blast from Fatal J. Fatal J is a member of the Dark Council, and they did a show. I was watching that last night. I was watching the Dark Council last night. So check out Fatal J. He's awesome, and he loves the Snyder Cut. And release the Ayer Cut, Fatal J. I am way more into releasing the Ayer Cut because I really like half of that Suicide Squad movie. I do. I think it falls to shit at the end, but I think there was a great movie in there. I mean, not just good, but great. And I'm a huge David Ayer fan, okay? Bright is, I seriously love that movie. The Netflix original with Will Smith. And it's like Training Day meets Lord of the Rings. Fucking love that movie. I know it's not the greatest thing ever. I understand that, but I still love it. I still love it. Thank you, Fatal J. What's up, Cecil? I see you, buddy. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. Where is the fracking thing going now? I'm lost. Here we go. Okay. What's up, Cecil? Crazy Cat Guy. More Pete's money. Caffeine, sweet stimulant of the gods. Thank you, Crazy Cat Guy, for $5. Hope everybody likes the new mic. I mean, I know it really fucked up Friday, but oh man, I'm gonna save it for Friday. Like what I fucked up because it's like boomerific. It is boomerific, but we're gonna save it for Friday so I can get some more Odin Old Man Gary voice. Because it was for the dumbest reason. Oh, shit. I was like, like right after the show, I figured it out. And I'm like, oh, my God. I am so fucking stupid. I really am. To me, equal to William Shatner as captain is Avery Brooks of DS9 because of what a great dad he portrayed. A real man. George Orwell for $9.99. That is why I have really come around on DS9 is because yes, when I became a dad and I started becoming more aware of like the shit we take, quite frankly, because everything's our fault, but we can't do anything right. But yet we're supposed to go out and fix shit. You know what? We're all human beings. We're individual human beings. Sure, there's some shitty dads out there. My old man fucking bailed on my mom when I was still a bump. He was supposed to hang around. He promised to hang around. And then he bailed on my mom when she was 16. She had to go to a freaking Salvation Army. And then she had to give me up when she had her heart set on keeping me. But then she couldn't. So then my mom like went and partied for like 5 or 6 years and was depressed because she had to give me up because this I can't say asshole. He was young too. So I've never met him. I don't know his name. I don't know where he is. But I mean, I had a dad. I was adopted. So that dad was great. So, I mean, I ended up getting an awesome dad out of it. But yeah, my old man, gone. But he was young too. So, you know, I don't hate him. I don't. But I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing because I had another dad raise me, and that's cool. But dads get a bad rap. I think a lot of it, though, is a lot of people who are creative have fucked up families. So I think there's part of that, too. I think there's something to that, too. Mr. Insanity for $4.99. Hail, I know common sense isn't dead, but F me, it seems to get harder to find it out there. Happy to find it here and with the Nerdrotics. Thank you very much. Hail to the Nerdrotics, which is all of you in the chat, by the way. Yeah, common sense is... Here's common sense, Mr. Insanity, because we talk about this all the time. The beer bug is real. It's not fake. It's not a hoax. It's very deadly to people with pre-existing conditions, elderly people, people with asthma. That is dangerous for people like that. Everybody else, not so dangerous. Not so dangerous. We can get the economy going. We should open everything up sensibly. Okay? We should not be, I don't know, packing people into the streets to protest, jumping, like crawling all over each other. That's not a good idea. Now, if you want a peaceful protest, practicing your social distancing, if you want to protest a bad cop or the right to go to work, I am absolutely for it. That's common sense. That's common sense. If you want to protest your rights or your rights being taken away or your fellow citizen's life being taken away and his rights, obviously, please do. We need you to do that. We need you to do that. We don't need people burning shit down and destroying businesses and peaceful protesters protecting them. We don't need that on either side. On either side. See, this is like normal basic shit that if I said that 4 weeks ago on Twitter, I would fucking trigger the shit out of some people. It still would happen a little bit now, but like 4 weeks ago, you couldn't say shit on Twitter. You go, hey, look up at the sky. Racist. Like it was fucking stupid. Mr. Fish trends for 100 Australian dollars. Jesus Christie. This town needs an enema. Goddamn. Mr. Fish trends. Thank you very much. That is very generous. Hail, my friend. I am sorry you're in Australia. Goddamn. Yeah, we have a lot of Aussies who subscribe here. And remember, Mr. Fish, we love you down there. And we're sorry. I know you guys have your borders between your states locked down. That's some scary shit. If they did that here, I would get in my car and drive across state. That would be the first thing a lot of Americans would do. And I think all Australians should do that. If they try to close down the borders between motherfucking states, it better be the zombie apocalypse, and I'd still have a problem with it. And by the way, this is not the zombie apocalypse. This isn't the Spanish flu. It is worse than the flu. The beer bug is slightly worse than the flu. It is. I mean, I don't want to catch it, but if I do, I don't know. I'm with. I heard my boy Ryan say this, and I'm almost with him. It's like I almost want to get it just to get it fucking over with. Maybe I had it already. I don't know. Wilhelm Morrow for $5. If your right shoulder cuff area is still hurting, which it is, get trigger point therapy. It will hurt, but your shoulder will feel better in a couple of days. Oh, I don't mind the pain. I'm already in pain. I didn't want to bitch about it to you guys though. But yeah, I'll try. I'll look at that. I'll look into it. Yeah, my right arm is useless right now. John Malin's first day, new Indiegogo, $59,000. Drake is 6 for $2. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at John Malin's Indiegogo. And that was Graveyard Shift, right? There it is. $60,000, dude. Holy shit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. $60,000. It's its first day. So this is John Malin. He's a former Marvel artist. He left after he put up a tweet basically saying that SJWs are equal to the Yahtzees. I agree with that, by the way. I completely agree with that, but they, it was probably more to it than that. He probably hated fucking working there too. I don't know the entire story, but I remember that. He did the cover to Jawbreakers. He's also, this is the 3rd volume of his book. So if you are into this, the art is spectacular. This is fucking comic book art. Okay. See that right there? See that? See that? Right? That's fucking comic book art. Not like you brought me an ocean where it looks like somebody, I don't know, everybody looks like pieces of clay or poop. That's awesome, dude. So what are your perks here? What are your perks? You get a blood bag for $75. What are you getting this? 1 copy each of Graveyard Shift 1 and 2, collected edition, volume 3. Got some signed copies. Cool. And $25. You get a copy of Graveyard Shift volume 2. Mark. There we go. There's lots of. Let's look at one of the big ones. Oh, dude, I think Tier is already sold out. How could a tier be sold out? How long is this thing? As this thing can be the first day. Oh shit, it's gone in one day. Yeah. How could you have 50 things gone in one day? That's not cool. See, I want that one now. I want the one that I can't have. That's a collector's mentality. That's the collector's mentality. All right, let's get through this. What are we at? 2.5 hours. I gotta go. Howlin' Monkey Wrench says, "Hail Gary. Finally watched Star Trek Continues. I nearly had chills about how good it was. A fan show did what CBS couldn't. It had story with art." Howlin' Monkey Wrench, you are correct. It's got tons of heart, actually. Vic Mignogna went through a lot of shit last year because he's kind of a player. He's a touchy-feely guy and he's a player. And I believe because he was Christian and probably a little conservative, he was persecuted unfairly. But he's in that show. Go watch that show. If you haven't seen Star Trek Continues, it's impressive. The sets are impressive. There's a big beef between the Axanar and Star Trek Continues. I mean, that is a movie script right there. Like a serious beef between fan film people. I mean, is there anything more fucking cringe than that? No, but it exists, and I got caught up in that shit. I don't know fucking how, but I did. Oh, because I actually wanted to talk to one. Axanar's good. I mean, Axanar's really good. The trailer and everything, but the dude behind it, I'm not the biggest fan of that person. But Axanar is good. If you want to go enjoy it, by all means, go enjoy it. I talked to that person. The person reached out to me, and I was on a live stream I was on a podcast, and I said specifically I didn't want to talk about Vic Mignogna because, I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't know what was going on. I know he got Me Too'd. I didn't know what the details were. So I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. And they ended up talking about it. And that's fine. But then he started talking shit about Mecha Random. I'm like, I'm friends with Mecha Random, and you're talking shit about my friend like right in front of me right now. So it got really awkward and weird, and I didn't want to like start shit on his podcast. And I was willing to just walk away and, whatever. I don't care. You can say what the fuck you want. But then he continued it, I guess, afterwards. I don't think about the dude very much. All I know is he crowdfunded for a fan film, which it's fine. You can do that, but I doubt that's legal. You know what I mean? And hopefully he's finished it, because apparently he crowdfunded it, and Robert Meyer Burnett was working on it for a long time, and there was problems with that too. So lots of drama around a fan film. We're talking about a fucking fan film. Not your own project. I mean, I could understand drama behind that. I could understand business arguments and breakups over your own thing, an original thing, but we're talking about a fan film. Dude. Oh, I mean, the guy acts like he made freaking Citizen Kane 2, and it's like, bro, you made a trailer. Like a really expensive one. And you got Richard Hatch in it, and that was awesome, but it's a trailer. Imagine Chinball just pulling his censored out, dropping it on the table, says, call me Chinball, will you? When just flat out kills the Doctor in season 13 or Christmas. When is he going to do that, Fiaz Adigo? For $10, he already has flat out killed the Doctor, and it was at the end of series 12. I want you to let this sit in. Let this sit in. The Doctor is not from Gallifrey. So how many times if you're a Doctor Who fan, it's entrenched in your memory. The Doctor from the planet Gallifrey. Well, he's not from the planet Gallifrey. It's where he grew up, but he's not from there anymore. He's not Gallifreyan. Fuck Chris Chibnall. Okay, imagine Spock not being from Vulcan. Imagine taking that away from the Star Trek fans. Imagine finding out Spock was born a girl, and then to protect him or something, they transitioned him into a boy surgically and plopped him on Vulcan. That's basically what they did. Does she get with Yaz? I think I can come back, says Brenda Lucas for $2, for £2. Even if she got with Yaz in like a porn kind of way, I wouldn't watch. Apparently Yaz is going to be the only companion. It's going to be just Yaz and Jodie for series 13. Oh boy. Lucifer, non-secular, asexual transgender, completely average heroic antihero, doing nothing, arriving maybe soon, if that's okay. All hail Gary. Everything's all okay, Lucifer, for $4.99. But aren't you bringing the end? I mean, you are Lucifer, the light bringer, the bringer of light. How to go to Comic-Con from home? SD Comic-Con on YouTube. How to go to Comic-Con from home. Okay, J-Lo Flicks for $2. We're going to cover it. Ballistic Brian, thank you for becoming a member at the proto-molecule level. Modalicious, have you seen the woke racist video comedy? I haven't seen it yet, but people have sent it to me. I will, Modalicious. Flubber11 USA for $2. Ever gonna have Anna, that Star Wars girl, on the show? She's welcome. All she has to do is ask. Body positive women scissoring on... what is this? Body positive women scissoring on a spaceship. Damn it. I need that image. I didn't need that image as I woke up. Can't believe you didn't say diverse, though, bigot. I know, Corey Timigan. I'm sorry. Diverse body positive women scissoring on a spaceship. Lens Quest, thank you for the phallic unicorn. Phil Moore for $10. I saw the boys as woke from the beginning. Homelander being sniveling child for his mom. the fourth wall breaking speech against Christianity, the soy boy getting together with Starlight, meh. Well, I mean, that's what the story is. And yeah, you know what? This is the thing I brought up. This story is from the early 2000s. So it was an original story. It was fine. It subverted some expectations because at its time, it was different. It was somewhat different. It was more character-based and funny. Now, the TV show did woke it up a bit and tone it down for the Me Too Time's Up era. The anti-Christianity stuff played well in the book, and I have to admit, was pretty cringe in the show for me. I'm like over the anti-Christianity stuff. It's like a made-up boogeyman now. It's like ridiculous. They wanted to forever be the 90s and the late 80s when Christianity was really trying to shut down rock and roll. And we're talking about small pockets of them and the Democrat Party. The fucking Democrat Party's always behind that shit too. Let's not forget that. But they were using Christianity and Judaism too. They were going after it too. But it's fucking so tired now. Like, so tired going after Christians. When was the last time you heard the Christians causing any kind of fucking problem? Like, anywhere. I mean, there's those wackadoodles that protest at funerals and shit. West Baptists, is that what they're called? Yeah. That's a cult. That's crazy. Never, ever. Not in the last 10 years. They haven't been a problem. Nobody's got a problem with them. But Hollywood's got a problem with it. Hollywood's acting like there's still Christians. I mean, like it's the fucking 15th century. I mean, it's not. The solution for Doctor Who and all modern TV is to not publish ratings and just assert the show as a hit, as in the old Soviet Russian days. Well, that's what the CBS does, Brian P. All right, I got caught up. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 10 Canadian dollars. Blake 7 was pulled down off YouTube today after being available for free for 11 years. Started watching it last week, was almost done with season 2. Thank you, Gary, for introducing me, though. Looking online. Why did they pull it down? Yeah, you know what? Somebody, if you put a shout out, Mr. Tickle Trunk, somebody in this fine group of people will direct you and help you find some Blake 7. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. Dan C. Gary, you're awesome. God bless. Dan C., you're awesome. No, you guys are awesome. I'm okay. I'm feeling good today. I had a good night's sleep, had plenty of Pete's, got a video out. The video's doing well. I got to warn you about my video tomorrow. What do you think of Nerdrotic, Igrit, Death Dealer, etc.? Opinion for 2 Canadian pesos. I like Death Dealer. Danzig's book. I like it. I have all of them. Groove Builders. Welcome to the proto molecule level. Thank you. Cecil says, what's up, buddy? Az asked me to be on Friday Night Tights this week. I'll be there. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Az. And thank you, Cecil. So we're going to have Cecil on Friday Night Tights. And we're getting our guests booked out. So we'll have some announcements. So Cecil will be on Friday Night Tights this Friday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And you're going to see this evil person, Cecil, how bad he is. Man, thank God they canceled him. The world is saved, everyone. Racism is solved, and the beer bug has been cured because they canceled Cecil. Modalicious for $5. Suicide Squad, a Will Smith movie with some others. Yeah, but I thought it was he was good in it. He was good in Bright and in Suicide Squad, and he's kind of shit and everything else. Gray Ghost for $5, but you're right, Modalicious, you're not wrong. Just got, well, you can't say everybody else because Margot Robbie was all over that movie, dude. Like sexing it up with her Daisy Dukes. And believe me, we're not going to get those Daisy Dukes back, and Suicide Squad will not be as popular. As a matter of fact, I'm already going to predict that the last one will make more money than the James Gunn one. Just got my copy of Cyberfrog Blood Hunt. And I mean, I'm kind of cheating on that one because it's not going to have any theaters to come out, and it's probably going to be released on digital. Just got my copy of Cyberfrog Blood Honey from EBS eBay shop and can't believe how pro quality it is. His artwork is utterly amazing. Detail Palooza. Yes. Right now, All Caps Comics and Splato Del Gato make better books than Marvel and DC. Other than DC's Black Label, which is pretty well done, but everything else is shite. To my friend Gary, hail to you. Drunk 3PO, hail to you, my friend. Drunk 3PO is awesome. You're brilliant. Thank you for the $4.99, my friend. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Ryan Johnson for 2 Canadian pesos. Gary, have you seen Captain Marvel's half-Kree sister? Yeah, she's so hot. She's so hot. Like, that's my kind of woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing my Neil Cuckman impression. Yeah, do you want to see Captain Marvel's Kree sister? You want to see intersectionalism? Oh, yeah. That's good looking right there. Oh, now that's what I call a woman. Oh, that's what I call a woman. Yep. That's what She-Hulk is going to look like, by the way, in the Disney Plus series. I don't think the She-Hulk series will ever happen because they're gonna have to make her like this, but they know that if they make her hot, everybody will watch it. But if they make her like this, nobody will watch it. But all the ninny muggins in fucking Hollywood will make them do this shit. I'm pointing to the screen, although you can't see what I'm pointing at. But I was told on EFAP, by the way, that if we point all the time, that it makes our point better. So that's why I'm pointing. But look at this. I mean, this is... No, that's not better. I was going to say, this is kind of better. No. I mean, the art's a little better. There you go. Hi. I'm Captain Marvel's sister. Oh, fuck that cat, too. It's a CBR exclusive. Yay! Remember CBR, the shit site that tried to cancel Captain America? Yeah, fuck CBR. Let's keep an eye on what number is this? What number is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be Captain Marvel 18 tie-in issue. So we'll go look at the numbers at that later on. But man, fucking blown away. I'm going to tell Melissa I want her to look like that right now. Go hit the gym, babe. I can feel her flipping me off from here. I can. Zach Losel for $4.99. Love you, Gary, but this virus is leaving survivors who weren't in those categories with life-altering conditions infinitely worse than the flu. Hail. Some, not all, and I haven't seen a ton of evidence of that. That's something I've heard, but I have not seen. And I'm gonna Zach, love you, man. Where is the evidence of that? I've heard this from a couple people, but we don't know if they had a pre-existing condition before that either. Here's my problem with the entire thing. Because it got politicized, because scientists and doctors are partisan, I don't know what to believe. So I just believe what I see in my surroundings. And I have heard that. And that might be some cases, but guess what? The regular flu can alter certain people permanently as well. You want to know how I know? Because it did it to me. Yeah. So when I was in prison, I got an influenza, like bad. like really fucking bad. I lost, I'll break out the pictures someday. I lost 80 pounds. I almost died. And I'm not even going to tell you what happened to my body. And my body has not recovered completely from it. And this happened to me when I was in my 20s. And that was just the flu. It was just a really bad one on me in particular. There's something that I had or whatever that it went through the place like a normal flu, but it hit me really fucking hard. They thought, I don't want to get too far into it. They thought I had AIDS, dude. They thought I had fucking AIDS. I mean, they were kind of hack doctors because they're prison doctors. But yeah, that's a story for another day. But I lost 80 fucking pounds, almost died in prison. So yeah, regular flus can do that too. It didn't do it to me, but it can I've heard all of that stuff. But the fact remains that for the vast, vast majority of people, Zach, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. There's a lot of fear porn out there. Survival rates in the 90s, the high 90%. Okay. We need to get the economy going. Or we're going to have World War III. I mean, would you rather have World War III? I wouldn't rather have World War III. Smatter Effect for $4.99. Hey, I just became a member and I want to encourage everyone out there that listens to Gary regularly to join along. Oh, thanks, and support the cause. Thank you, Smatter Effect. I appreciate that. You can hit the join button. You can hit the join if you like. There's 3 levels, and on the higher levels, you can have a conversation. You know, we actually talk about the beer bug. Mr. Insanity works in the medical field, so he'll bring the knowledge. I mean, he's taught me stuff that I didn't freaking know. And I've talked to people who've worked on all sides of it. I actually have. What I haven't done is listen to the mainstream media in weeks, and it's been great. I've talked to my sponsor's a doctor. My sponsor's a physician, and he still doesn't know as much as other people would know, because we still don't know shit about this thing. We don't know shit, but what we do know is you're most likely going to survive. So we need to get working again. We do need to be practice. Fucking wear your mask, I guess. You know, I'm not a mask Yahtzee. I don't like the state telling me to do shit, to be honest with you. I'd rather have the state ask me to wear the mask. And I think you would get more people wearing masks if they ask. If you start telling people to do it, there's going to be people like me who go, fuck you. And that's not good. So it's better to just ask, because I think more people would wear it. You're never going to get everybody to wear it. Nice try, but you're never going to get it. It's just not going to happen. You're never going to get it. Never going to get it. So that's it. But yeah, that permanent damage thing, I've heard it, and I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen any evidence of that, but I could be wrong. And I don't mean like I knew a guy who said he's sterile now. It's like, have we seen evidence? And I don't mean a 3-word article on CNBC either. That's the last thing I'll fucking believe. Remember, they were using emergency room footage from another country to try to tell us that our emergency rooms were full. CBS got busted doing that shit. And they're like, oopsie, it's an accident. No, it's not a fucking accident. They did it on purpose. I don't know what's behind it. I don't know what's behind trying to. Oh, I know what's behind it. You keep everybody scared, and you can charge higher commercial rates because more people are watching. Yeah, that's it. Hail, Gary. I can't wait to see how bad the Doctor Who special will be. Well, let me tell you, Nicholas Horton, and you're the one who told me, it's going to end in a cliffhanger. And how fucked up is that going to be? Well, I mean, who cares? The ratings will probably be okay because I don't think they will. Have you noticed, Nicholas Horton, that people are still really mad about Doctor Who? They're still really, really, really mad about Doctor Who, and we are months out. So it is officially the Last Jedi of Doctor Who. If it survived the pandemic, like people are like losing their jobs and they're, oh yeah, and fuck Doctor Who. It's like crazy. Culture Casino, thank you for the phallic unicorn. I appreciate you. Hello, Gary. Yahoo just ruined one form of my entertainment. They fully disabled the comment section. So we are fully dependent on you now. Yahoo News? Fernando Pena, Yahoo News got rid of their comment section? You know, my wife knows the former CEO. Maybe I can ask her what's up. I'll try to be good. I mean, it's just I'm an opinion guy. All right, I am not somebody who it's just my opinion. I'll try to be. You're gonna get my opinion. I'll try to be. Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna be fair. I'll do the best I can. That's all I can do. But I'm not a news agency. I'm not. So. Take my opinions as opinions. That's it, not facts. I'd rather see Jar Jar Binks do a striptease. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Ryan Johnson for $2 Canadian. Dude, that's your go-to, Fat Steven Seagal. Don't play coy with me. I'd rather see Jar Jar Binks. No, that's what you want to see. So, but it's okay. I don't judge, man. I don't judge. Hey, Gary, love the channel and your content. You give me an escape and enjoyment in this insane world. Keep up the great work. And I joined the channel a few days ago and can't wait for more content, man. Wow, Kenny Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys so much. And the beauty is we don't have to agree on everything. We don't. It's okay. You can disagree with me, think I'm completely fucking wrong, and I can think you're wrong, but I'm not going to think you're a dick. It's fine. And I am wrong a lot, a lot. Will Gentry says it all right here. And this I think is the Doctor Who community right there. By the way, hail Will Gentry. Thank you for the £5. Love you. Love you, Will. Mad about Doctor Who. I'm still fucking fuming. So the Doctor Who fandom is fucking fuming, and it's united now more than it was a year ago, because a lot of the people who were hanging on, I mean, fucking what culture, for Christ's sake, has come around and realized it's gone to shit? Even in that article, at least the guy was trying to, in a very coy way, figure out what was wrong. He tried to blame it on the fans again. It's like, why do fans hate the Jodie Whittaker? Well, she sucks at her role, but fans hate what they've done to the show, how she disrespected the fans, how she disrespected the show itself. That's going full retard. It's going full retard when you go and disrespect your predecessors who have been around for 50 fucking years. 50 fucking years. Remember that time John Pertwee disrespected the entire fandom? Oh, I don't either. He did say, show me your tits. Remember Ray Fluke from Bleeding Cool? Don't forget Ray Fluke from Bleeding Cool. That's the asshole who tried to cancel John Pertwee after, of course, decades after he died. He wrote an article because John Pertwee said, show me your tits 40 years ago, and tried to get the man canceled. Ray Fluke is a male feminist, meaning ladies, stay the fuck away from that guy if you know what's good for you. Chew, thank you for the phallic unicorn. I appreciate that. Zach Lossell for $4.99. No, you're totally right. The vast majority will be fine. I'm saying there's a lot to consider beyond the numbers against both arguments. Hail, number 2. Exactly. And yeah, I want there to be football games and concerts and stuff. And I think we start with outdoor arenas in the heat. So like like Coachella, I think might be fine, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that helps or not. I don't fucking know. I do know the numbers spiked because we were doing more tests and because a bunch of people were crawling all over each other, rioting and looting. So I think both of those things factored into higher numbers and higher cases. And then all of a sudden they stopped talking about deaths. By the way, 51 in San Francisco. Last time I checked, which was 2 days ago, 51. Is a city that's got 1 million people in it. 51. Shut down an economy. A lot of businesses, by the way, you haven't heard this yet, but a lot of businesses have called it already, but they haven't made it public here in San Francisco. I was driving to Pete's today, Pete's Coffee. I was pulling out of my house. I now saw 5 houses with moving trucks. 5. Seeing a moving truck in San Francisco at all is equal to finding a unicorn. A unicorn. So it's happening. The mass exodus is happening. And good. Defund California. Defund San Francisco. Defund blue mayors who put their party ahead of their people. Their party ahead of you put your party ahead of your people, you can get fucked in my book. So that's what London Breed did. That's what the mayor of Seattle did. And you know what? If your party is so important to you that you'll let your business get burned down, you'll apologize to the fucking people who burned down your business. Man, you deserve to lose it. You fucking deserve to lose it. And the big wake-up call we all got is we need to depend on each other and ourselves. Our government will not save us. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't need my government to come and save me or protect me or keep me safe anymore because right now they're just a hindrance. Make my roads, keep the lights on. I'll pay my bills. I'll pay the taxes, but I'm defunding San Francisco. My tax money is the fuck out of here now. By the way, that's my next video is I'm going to go into detail about what happened to my wife's salon, why I'm leaving, I've had another political awakening, so that's what it's going to be about. I'm not going to make a habit of it. It's not going to be pop culture though. And I'm going to probably get angry. I'm pretty angry. 'Cause you know what? If it was like done to me, I'd feel different about it. But this was done to my wife. So, here's $5 towards the real Ghostbusters 80s cartoon DVD set. It's cheap. If you haven't already, call it a friendly nudge to watch it. I'll get it, Grey Ghost. I have the toys. You can see them, can't you? Hang on. I don't have the set though, but look right. Okay, I'm going to move my hand down. You see him? There's Winston. There's Ray. They're crooked right now. And the rest of them are on the other side. So, all right, we got to end this thing. I went way too long. I went 1 hour too long. Damn it. But that's okay. I love you guys. I saw a PragerU video on the cost of living in California. I was shocked to my core. No wonder why living there is so hard and there are so many homeless. Yeah. You would not believe what my mortgage is and what my rent is to the house. Even in harder times, the house I'm getting, we have to rent it. So we have to rent a house and then pay the mortgage. So we can look for another house and hope this house sells, which is, I don't freaking know, man. But my wife can get some work. So that's the good thing is my wife's going to get some work. That's the most important part. And my kids need to go to school. So I have a special needs kid and it doesn't look like California's going to open up anything. And they have just completely forgotten special needs kids. And I can't believe the freaking hippies aren't bitching about that. But no, see, you want to know why they're not bitching about that? Because all this hurts the orange man in their opinion. So fuck special needs kids as long as we get the orange man out of office. So that's like, fuck these people. fuck these people. D, 5 Canadian pesos. Here are a few of my hard-earned Canadian dollars to get you the hell out of California. I'm working on oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. I said, man, I don't know that. Thank you. Thank you. The Sleepy Gamer, thank you for the $5. Grey Ghost, thank you for the $5. Me Gusta, welcome to the Jaloja level. And I am out of here. So thank you to the Nerdrotics, who were Eric K, as usual. Mark Lurzeth, thank you, my friend. Chris Persia, the best wrench in Canada. Quarter Black Garrett, what's up, man? Lady Greymaster, who produced the show. Give it up for Lady Greymaster. F's in the chat for Lady Greymaster. She's getting better at her job every day, and she was already pretty fucking good. And she's getting better at her job every day. And she had her first payday, too, which is very good. She's not an indentured servant. Although, I mean, if you want to be that, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But thank you, Lady Greymaster. And thank you to, we have 9 new members. Welcome to the memberships. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. If I did miss one, Lady Greymaster took a note of it, and it'll be part of the Square Up. Now, all the Square Ups are going to air Friday mornings now. They get more views. So a lot of people have been liking that. And then you can lead up to Friday Night Tights with the Square Ups. So I thank you for your patience and on that. And I thank you for your support. Please like, share, and subscribe. This will be over on Nerdrotic Live in a couple of hours. And the next live stream is Friday Night Tights with Cecil. Exozone will return, okay? And we're going to make it regular. That's going to happen. I just got to move first. But the Exozone will return. Dukak is dying to do one, and I am dying to do one too. Especially since there's no UFO shit out there. Tyler from Secure Team is gone. He removed all his videos. They're all gone. Last time I checked. The only guy putting stuff out is Richard Dolan. David Wilcock is crazy, so I can't watch that anymore. And Mike Barra he's pretty good, but he's pretty political. But I like Mike Barra. So yeah, so we'll get to it eventually. Just signed it up for the TARDIS level Patreon. Come join us in the well-armed Whiskey Tango community here in rural Pennsylvania. Whiskey Tango, Reversed. Thank you for the $5. Well, we're spirit brothers then, because I am all about the Whiskey Tango. For your kid, love. Oh, Armando, thank you for the 10 Canadian pesos. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to have to learn how to homeschool. God damn. Shit. My wife's like way smarter than I am, but I was kicked out of 3 high schools. I had to go and retake all of high school through a correspondence course to get my diploma. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go. Thanks for being here. And everybody have a great day. And yeah, the political video's coming out. Hopefully it won't kill my channel. So, all right. Not all who wander are lost. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. And you bow to no one. Ciao, Bella. And I'm pointing because I'm making a point. Point.